at Collectco for Monday, January 5th, live Facebook record sale, YouTube. And this is also over there on a place called Twitch. And also over here on a place called X. And it's a madhouse through here, John. I gotta get control tonight. Yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff laying around here. I'm gonna get my other phone. I'm a little hungry, a little sleepy, a little excited. So a little bit of everything. And I'd like to welcome everybody to the machine known as Collectco. We're off to another big start of the year. We're closing deals, we're making deals. Deals are happening. Deals are not happening. I'm all the way in the front part of the store. I hope y'all can even hear me right now. I'm up here trying to get my phone and my cookie. My phone and my cookie. And that's what we're doing right now. I gotta knock a few things off the table here. And gotta buy some top loaders. Okay, well, all this stuff on the table is the last thing that I did on Saturday night. This is the stuff I left on the table, so let me work on getting it off. This is me cleaning my shelf up over here, so I would have stuff to list space on my shelf and stuff to list on eBay, because this is stuff that we were going through, and I really don't want to put it on eBay, but it's just like some high-end stuff that we're down to the last of the last, it looks like. So let me put those in there. Talking about strawberry fields. All right, we do have 2 full crates of new vinyl. Honestly, I think I can spread it out into 3. I don't know if I have enough room to make them actual 2. Looks like John's got his 4 great crates here, as usual. The rest of Monday's crate are in this crate. There's the rest. Here comes Caden, slouching his feet. Let's try to pick up those knees a little higher, son. Gosh, kids these days. Knees hurting at age 18. And I thought I was bad. Gosh. Kids these days. All right. Caden drags his feet like he's using his feet for mops. Kids these days. Okay, I can move these up front. These will go up front. What else is going up front? 1 ounce gold. Let's see here. What is the market today? Okay. All right, our first thing, let me show y'all in-stock air fresheners. Because I'm about to put them away again for the 12th time. But here's our in-stock air fresheners. Ghost with Papa on the front. Grateful Dead, AC/DC, Motorhead, and another Ghost. And our air fresheners are $7.99. Jake, are you in control of the Mind Hive right now? I think Jake's on the, somehow there's other stuff popping up on the screen.
The date's wrong.
And the date's wrong. Okay, I'll fix that right now. I think Jake's doing something genius level on another platform somewhere. I think he is like literally in my mind right now.
Oh yeah, he can do that.
Yeah,
He told us about it.
yeah, he can like just take over from like, he could be over in China
Yeah.
and take over, you know, so 1-5. That's good enough for me.
I gotta ask you a few questions.
My nephew Caden is next to me and he wants to ask me a few questions. Do I need to mute the mic or is this?
It's work related.
Okay.
I gotta move. Tanner asked me to move all the records from up there and put them in a crate.
Yeah.
And then bring them down here.
Yeah.
What about all the stuff that's on top?
Just try your best to lay it either down in the bins. Here, I'll go show you. Because there's some very valuable stuff up here. There's metallic autographs, there's gold, there's... So what I would do, just try to keep it in these stacks and like, just move this right here. And move that stuff right here. Just put them in the bins. And then you can shift down as you're crating them up, okay? Just lay them just down in the bins when you empty them. Or just kind of on top of them like this, maybe, like that, as you empty them.
Okay.
But if you want to start with these, don't start with these. Do these, either leave these up here or do these last, okay? These, because I just put all these up here.
4?
Yeah,
4?
leave all this in here.
Okay.
I want you to do those on that side, okay?
This too?
No.
Okay.
Did he tell you to put those in the bins too?
No, he just said to crate them.
Okay, all right, I understand. Good job. Well, I'll tell you good job if you do it successfully, but I've got high hopes in you, okay? Now let me see if anybody bought an air freshener to start off their Monday morning, or Monday afternoon for me. Okay. So there's our air fresheners. Okay, let me put those right over here. Done. Poison mirror, okay? We're gonna put this up for auction. This is a Carnival glass poison mirror, Carnival glass poison mirror, and this is a $15 start. Carnival glass poison mirror, $15 start. Taylor Swift Folklore Japanese, $33. Taylor Swift Speak Now with guitar pick, double CD, and I think that opens up to with a calendar or book. Is that right, Laura? And that's $39.99. And Spider-Man versus Venom Saga is $6.99. American flag, not really for sale. I'm gonna use that for decor over here. We gotta have Old Faithful displayed properly. No, does not have a calendar. Thank you. I know one of these the other day had a calendar with it. That one does not, unfortunately. Okay. Poison mirror, $15 start. I'm going to take this and this and these. That's going up front. I'm going to auction all that off together in just a second. Did I miss an air freshener? Melanie wants Grateful Dead. That might have been where... Okay. None of them have calendar. Oh, okay. I could have swore you had a Taylor Swift calendar hanging up above your desk back there. Maybe I'm crazy. People tell me that on a daily basis. Chad, you're crazy. Let me see what Jake said here. Seems you are in OBS. There's room. I'll turn the chat off 1 second. Dang it. Jake, I started... Whatever you had pulled up here, I started again. Whatever was on the screen, if you can hear me. I guess I started in OBS again. I guess. I'm not for sure. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Now, what else happened over here? We had Chad Smith on Chad Smith on the Spider-Man DVD. So first sale goes to Chad Smith, $4. Whoops, $4.99. Thank you. Melanie Jennings on one of the last of the air fresheners, Grateful Dead to be exact. And that's right here. So Mellon and Jennings on Grateful Dead air freshener. Thank you. Make sure those go in for $7.99. Vicky has the poison glass for $15. And there we go. All right. So Iron Maiden plane is $225. $225 on that. No price on that because I don't know what it's worth. And then Morbid Angel box set, Kingdoms Disdained, is $114.99. Okay? Do you have the fish hoist record yet by chance? If that's something that was in the advertised auctions, we have not sold anything yet. Yet is the key word. We've not sold anything yet. Okay? So there's that. All right. One of our first auctions is going to be Waylon Jennings. Van Halen is $174.99. $174.99 on Van Halen. I'm going to put that right over here. And that's something that needs to go up front. We'll lay that right here. No more lonely nights. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. There's Poison. It has one bid for $15. Vicky Allison. One bid for $15. Going once, going twice. And then over here, we have this lot of Elvis buttons. I saw Elvis kissing Santa Claus. I like Elvis, and I actually think that one's from the 50s. I love Elvis. And those, actually, let's just make them a buy it now. 3 vintage Elvis buttons, $9.99. And then I've got a Sgt. Pepper's button for $6.99. And I have a Robert Gordon button for $4.99. Okay? So there's those and those. Where are the Kiss records? Kiss records are somewhere in this building. We do have Kiss records in this building. Now, if you're asking, why aren't there Kiss records in the hot picture? Probably means we're not going to have too many to auction tonight because there's a lot of other stuff to get to. Michael Snare says he'll take the 3 Elvis buttons, sell those together for $9.99 to Michael Snared. So all 3 of those together, probably get them in one baggie there. All right, let me show the Van Halen box. Van Halen's pretty cool. Let me put all these Elvis buttons in one packet like that. There we go. All right, Vicky Allison gets the Poison mirror for $15. Thank you, Vicky. We don't have to worry about shipping that. She'll pick it up locally. Thank you, Vicky. That's so do you. I still have the Anthrax graphic novels. These are Z Comics, Anthrax Among the Living. So they've took the album and they've adapted it into a comic book. And that's $39.99. But don't worry about Kiss because Paul is tentatively working on buying, if it all works out as planned, one of the bigger Kiss collections we've ever had a chance to. And the good thing is it's kind of local, or it is local. So we have the Japanese singles collection. This is $174.99. It's a Van Halen 7-inch single box set, $174.99. Okay? Next auction I think is pretty cool. These are original clippings somebody has compiled. Original clippings about the Beatles out of newspapers and magazines. And they're on both sides, and I like this one the most. That's really a centerpiece. It's an actual Hard Day's Night movie newspaper advertisement where it was at theaters. So vintage Beatles clippings, we'll say a $10 start. Amenity says he'll take the Van Halen box. Great. That's so to Amenities. Thank you on that. And I have, let me check prices. Let me check prices right now. I have a top line. I got 4,700 1 ounce gold American gold eagle, 4,700. They're on Ampex right now for 4,739. Great price for that. 1 ounce gold, 4,700 right now. Could be more or less by this time tomorrow. Probably not much less. I would hope it's more. 4,700. Just so you know, we have that in stock. We've probably bought 300 or 400 ounces of silver. We should have all that on hand by tomorrow or Wednesday. And we'll start showing it here every night until it's all gone, and it will be gone fast. But if you want to buy some gold, if you're local, want to come by, pick it up. I'll let you pick it up tomorrow if you want to for that kind of money. Totally up to you. I have it in stock. 1 ounce gold. Just did a deal on that. And then our next auction is Waylon Jennings Live 55. Waylon Jennings Live 55 is a sealed record, a $25 start. Waylon Jennings Live 55, sealed, $25 start. If you bought something this past week, you should have already got an invoice. If you have not, make sure you have messaged Ed. Make sure you've messaged Ed or sent an email to the Collectco website, and he will take care of you. He's here right now, still sending a few out and correcting stuff. I've got one cleaning cloth, 8x9, lubricated, great for wiping off fingerprints and dust, $5.99. We have sold hundreds of these, possibly thousands since I've been selling them. Vinyl style cleaning cloths, $5.99. Waylon Jennings is sealed, a $25 start. The Beatles clippings are a $10 start. And I have our next auction. This is a Black Keys poster, very cool. This is the Black Keys live in Columbus, Ohio, October 2nd, 2019. Awesome concert poster from the Black Keys. It's numbered 176 of 320, a $55 start. $55 start. Make sure you check your junk folder. Black Keys poster is a $55 start. Make sure you check your junk folder if you're getting one for the first time, because if you're getting one for the first time, there's a good chance it went into your junk folder. Okay? Black Keys already has a bid for 55. Waylon's up at 30. And the cleaning cloths are sold to Brian Berry wants 1. The next person is Daniel Farrow. He gets 2. And Pergy wants 3. And I've got 2 more left in stock. And if anybody wants one, let me know, okay? I've got 2 more cleaning cloths left in stock. The Beatles clippings has a bid for 10. Waylon Jennings is at 40. And the Black Keys is at 55. All right. But yes, all invoices have been sent. So the last 2 cleaning cloths sold to Catherine Lutz. Now, if anybody else wants one, I need to order more, okay? So these sold out. We sold 1 to Brian Berry, 2 to Daniel Farrow, 2 to Perky 33, and then 2 to Catherine Lutz. And then if anybody else wants one, please let me know, because I need to make a note. Whoever's watching right now, let's go ahead and either do start a sticky note just for a reminder for me, for Chad, that's me, or if anybody else wants one, let me know. I am going to ask Ed right now, while he's in the building, what's our current inventory on stickers. And if we're low, I'll have our very own sticker person, Steve Ritchie. It's about time for a new design and a new order. But I'll ask Ed right now our current inventory on stickers. And if we have some, I'll take them and we'll start selling them. And remind me what we used to sell them for. Is this our current sticker inventory? How much are these worth? $3.99? $2.99? Okay. Here's our current, here's every sticker that's in the building. Here's every sticker we've got in the building. I've got 2 Godfathers at $2.99. I've got Metal Knight for $2.99. And I've got the limited edition Halloween from earlier in the year. So I've got Halloween, Metal Knight stickers. And occasionally, you know, we take these and we put them in random orders until we get pretty low. And then the next time we do a new sticker, we put them in, we throw them in people's orders. I think literally at random, or sometimes one in every one. So $2.99, and that's as many as you want. I have a lot of metal, and I have the Halloween Pumpkin Man, and I just got two Godfathers, which is our t-shirt design that should be delivered this week. Okay, so let me know, and I'll count them out, and then we're literally sold out at that point. And then we can do A, waiting list, or B, wait till we do a new logo or a new design, and that's it. That came from Rotten Records when we ordered all those acid baths. That's from Rotten Records when we ordered all those acid bath records. The white one is I think this is Steve's original. No, that's the proofs. I guess we can sell those. We might need to hang on to them. That's the proofs from the company. So the t-shirts will be delivered this week. Craig is watching. He helps us. Actually, he doesn't help us. He does all the t-shirts for us, and he says they'll be delivered this week. Awesome. Okay, well, we're off to a busy start with miscellaneous stuff. I've got a lot of stickers. I'm sure there's a lot of bids I got to do too. And let me figure out what I want to show you first. So I was here all night. I didn't leave until almost 11 o'clock today. No, 10. I probably wasn't in bed till 11 or noon. Set my alarm for 3:30. I think I got here at 5:45. So, and it's 6:38, and we're already selling like it's mania. So let's go back to the top. Waylon Jennings, last bid. The last bid on Waylon Jennings was 50, and I'm going to show you everything one more time before I sell it, except for maybe the Beatles stuff, because it needs to go ahead and get taken off the table. Yeah, let's go ahead and sell the Beatles for $10. So these Beatles clippings are sold for $10 to Jason Morris. I hope that was left on my table. I hope that was something I was supposed to sell. But those are sold to Jason Morris for $10. Thank you, Jason. All right, and now here is the Black Keys poster. So this is a original, like something that would have been sold at the show. The Black Keys, Columbus, Ohio, Let's Rock Tour, October 2nd, 2019, numbered to 320. Nice, and that has one bid with Scott Dwallow for $55. One bid with Scott Dwallow for $55. And then Waylon Jennings just got a new bid for $55, $56, and another $55. The cleaning cloths are lubricated. Yeah, it's kind of got a mixture of cleaning solution on the cleaning cloth, so it's ready to be cleaned. And now the stickers. The first sticker that sold went to Kelly Vlodarchek for a metal night. These stickers are $2.99. Kelly Vlodarchek at $2.99. The fish auctions, we'll start those in about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Stanley Richmond wants a metal night sticker and a Halloween sticker. So 2 for Stanley Richmond there. Cody wants one of the 2 Godfather ones. And then Tony McDaniel gets the last Godfather one. And anybody else, we're good to go. So the only ones I have left in stock are the Halloween stickers and Metal Night stickers, okay? So Metal Night and Halloween stickers. That's all I have left. All right. And they're $2.99. And we, like I said, I probably need to distribute the rest of these in orders and randomly. And then we'll work on reordering Godfathers, because that's our classic, one of my original non-copyright infringement designs. And so if anybody else wants one. Kelly has thrown a flag. Kelly threw a flag. Okay? We'll see what's going on then. And then I think I missed somebody else. Charlie Buck wanted Godfather and Metal Night. Uh-oh, I think I didn't scroll up high enough. I might have to redo these. Charlie Buck, who asked for them, actually. Charlie Buck got a Godfather and Metal Night. I messed up there. Charlie got a he's the first person who asked about them. And then Kelly Vlodarchek put Metal Night. Okay, and Stanley Richmond wants a Metal Night and Halloween. So there's a Halloween and Metal Night. Okay. There's a Halloween and there's another Metal Night. Okay. And then it was Cody Wright on Godfather. So Cody got the last Godfather. Tony, unfortunately, you were number 3. And I only had 2. I guess I give you the proof one. I don't know if we really need those or not. Okay. And then who was next? Scott Dwallow on Metal Night. Scott Dwallow on Metal Night. Okay. Yeah. Let me give Tony the proof. I think that's okay to sell. I thought it was like the sketch that we drew out, but I guess not. And then there's that. So Tony gets this one. There's this one. Okay, are we done? I can't miss these. Okay. Ah, small ones.
These are my...
These are your emergency reserve? Okay, we're getting into Hatchet Ed's emergency reserve. Okay, so here, let's give Tony one of these. You're getting into Hatchet Ed's emergency reserve. Okay, so this one's a little smaller, but it's more rectangular. So Tony, you get a very special. This is Ed's like emergency reserve when we have maybe people freaking out because they hadn't got a sticker yet. And then there's Scott Dwallow's Metal Knight. Okay, we'll keep the proofs. We'll keep the proofs. And I'll make sure we have plenty so we don't have to. We do not want to run out of stickers because I have had some people go, oh my gosh, Chad hates me. I've never got a sticker. He just hates my guts. He doesn't love me. I'm like, holy moly, I didn't even know we were doing stickers still. Okay, so there's that. Where are we on Waylon Jennings? $70 of 007 Platinum. And the Black Keys is sold for $55 to Scott Dwallow. Okay, so 007 has Waylon right now for $70. We got some of the top Waylon fans on here bidding on Waylon. That's why when I saw it the other night, I was like, this is an auction record, 100%. Okay, wow. Holy moly. I don't know what to do first. I probably need to go, there was no 6 a.m. video because we have very little new vinyl. We got 2 crates of new vinyl tonight. It's probably going to disappear quickly. And next thing is this. I need a next auction. And I've dug up a few more cool autographs. This is Mr. Tex Ritter, country legend. And this is a cool thing. It's a songbook folio. It's signed by Tex Ritter. And it's JSA authenticated. Tex Ritter is a $35 start. That's up for bid. Waylon Jennings is at $80. There's that. Caden is dropping off records. For anybody that's local, let me tell y'all what we're doing here at the store. Our locals are going to love it. In an effort to free up space here inside of our building, we have decided to spend multiple days filtering through records and really just trying our best to get rid of stuff. So we have started emptying out all of the bins up front because there wasn't very much left to begin with. The whole front part of our store, if we can squeeze a record bin up there, is being converted to $2 records. So starting Wednesday when we open, everything in the front part of the store is going to be $2. And we're going to have tens of thousands of records. We're going to keep adding to it every day and storing in tubs up there so we can make room in the back. Because Paul's about to go on a bond trips to buy tens of thousands, possibly 30 or 40,000 more records, and we just don't have room for them right now. So that's what we're doing. And if you're local, you'll probably want to be here Wednesday. And then you'll probably want to come every day to dig through records. So about every bin up here in the store is going to be $2. I mean, we've literally taken what was left of the priced records. My nephew Caden is crating them up right now. And that was all the stuff that was priced. It was very little. Most of the bins up there were empty. So we have... our front part of our store is going to be a $2 clearance warehouse at least through the spring, okay? At least through the rest of the winter and into the spring. So if you're local, like you'll be wanting to come every single day and dig. And John's already got 8 tubs ready, and I'll be doing some myself tonight. Okay, Waylon Jennings, 80, Waylon Jennings 90, Tex Ritter $35 start. Let's go ahead and grab another auction right quick if I can find my bonus crate. It's somewhere over here around me. Caden's a crating and he's a tubbing and he's sorting and he's a rocking and a rolling. All right, we have Black Sabbath as our third auction. Never Say Die is a 1978 USOG Jacksonville. Inner sleeve is included. It is a cutout record. $10 start on that. Okay, let's get started. Like I said, I could have made these into 2 crates, but let's get started with some of our newest new stuff. I have Slayer And Slayer is Seasons in the Abyss. These are brand new and sealed, and I've got 2 copies. Let's continue the streak of amazingly being able to sell out of new vinyl every night. It's been an incredible run so far, so let's keep that going. Slayer is $36.99. I've got 2 copies. I've got 2 copies of Slayer, and I've got 3 copies, which is a restock of Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Now, there was a waiting list for this, so let me go ahead and get my laptop for the first time tonight. I'm pretty sure Amenities was on a waiting list, but let me go get my laptop to confirm. Waylon Jennings is at 100. Black Sabbath is at 11. Black Sabbath is at 12. And I'm about to make the Tex Ritter autographed book a $35 buy it now. The other crate looks like we got the restock of all those live Rolling Stones records. Those are over here. And let me go get my laptop for tonight's activities. All right. Let me do that. Here we go. Yeah, looks like we're off. Tanner texts me on the way over here, and he's like, oh, there's the train. Tanner texted me when I was on the way here. He said, is it me, or am I getting the feeling we're just all of a sudden buying like a lot of incredible stuff? And I was like, no, it's true. And we're just trying to figure out how to manage it the best way, because we're only limited to so much space in here. Okay, so vinyl pre-order wait list, and I'm going to search Pink Floyd. And the wait list for Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, was the following person. Amenities, I knew it. Amenities, you was on a wait list, so I'm going to go ahead and take you off. There's that, and this is sold to Amenities for $36.99. This is on black vinyl. It's a remaster. Black vinyl, it's a remaster. Steve Weaver on a Slayer. No Japanese. Amenities and Roxy, no Japanese. Steve Weaver on a Slayer. This is the standard remaster. A great record to have. So the OG US pressings of these are known for being really low quality vinyl. Columbia in the mid-70s was using probably they were using pretty bad mixtures of vinyl, so they're known for being noisy records, even if you opened a brand new OG, which would be not very smart to do, because those are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars if they're sealed or with a shrink wrap. But yeah, that's a great one to have for $36.99. Okay, Waylon Jennings here. Who has it? 007 does for $110. Josh Tanner, you're out. Let's make Tex Ritter a buy it now. He is signed, JSA authenticated, $35 for Tex Ritter. And then over here, Black Sabbath. This is officially sold to, actually, let me make sure Mega Blast was done bidding. Danielle, I can't really read that. Your Twitch handle's in blue. Danielle has this for $12, okay? Black Sabbath Hoss gets the Tex Ritter. That was at a great price of $35. I think I got another Tex Ritter photo. No, it's a cut, but it's framed already or matted. Let's go ahead and put that over there. If I can dig that up, I'll try to find it tonight. Waylon's still getting bids. Next record in here was Steve Vai, Passion and Warfare, music on vinyl pressing. Let me make sure I didn't have a wait list for Steve Vai. First crate of vinyl tonight, and it's all brand new stuff that was delivered today. Now, whenever they finally ship me all of our Start Year Off rights, we're going to have a heck of a night. We're expecting like all the Start Year Off rights. Plus today I did a blitz of pre-orders, and most of those are stuff that was coming out this week while I caught them in stock. Like the Aussie, man, I'm glad I caught that in time. If you want in on the Aussie pre-order, I have like 12 extras that are locked in already. Throughout the day I've been ordering another 10, another 10, another 10. And if I would have left it up long enough, I think Ed told me about it back during our Christmas party. Never did post it. Finally posted today. And I think we've almost sold 40 or 50 copies probably, or we've ordered 40 or 50 copies. So there's that. Steve Vai is still available. It's a music on vinyl, $39.99. Black Sabbath has a new bid for $13. Mega Blast went out. Christopher Lee has this for $13. Waylon Jennings is at $130. So Steve Vai, no waiting list. Steve Vai, I have a waiting list for Flexible, but Passion and Warfare is still available, okay? So that is still available. Where's my little stack of other autographs I had? What is this right here? Okay, I got a couple Shirley Eatons that I'm willing to sell a little bit cheaper than normal. So I had a bunch of these on eBay, and these I had on eBay. She signed them almost the exact same except this one. and she signed this one just Shirley Eaton Goldfinger. Now, I sell these usually for like between $55 and $65, especially if it's Goldfinger related. But Shirley Eaton, she inscribed this one Goldfinger. I think the other ones say, I forgot what she wrote on the other, but this one's different, and I had like 10 of the other ones I used for a stock photo for eBay. So Shirley Eaton, and this is a $35 start. That's Shirley Eaton Goldfinger, $35 start. Already ordered copies of several of the titles he pre-ordered. Yeah, so I saw where you ordered Aussie. I'm including that in my count, and maybe let me know on the other ones, because I already needed some extras, I think. So there's that. And Waylon's at 130. Josh Tanner's out. Black Sabbath has a new bid. Danielle, let me know if you want back in. And the Shirley Eaton postcard's a $35 start. Okay, this is a, well, we got another Slayer, Christ Illusion. Let me check all the Slayer waiting list. Now this one, when it's not in print, it always seems like it's difficult to obtain. I mean, we've sold this exact same pre-owned copy when they're not in stock for $50, $60. So get it while you can. Slayer, no waiting list. Christ Illusion, special edition. I've got 2 copies in stock for Slayer, $33.99. And then this is a Rush bootleg. This is Rush. Rush is the first American broadcast, ABC 1974. Rush is $38.99. It's a 2 LP colored vinyl. It should be white vinyl. That's Agora Ballroom in Ohio, $38.99. Mike Pierce says he'll take one. That's early Rush there, 1974, $38.99 on that one. Waylon Jennings is sold, and this is sold officially to 007 Platinum for $130. That's a well-known recording. And then we have a new bid from Danielle on Black Sabbath at 14. Shirley Eaton signed. It's kind of like a 4x6 or postcard size. $35 start on that. Steve Weaver on Slayer. This is a new week, a new invoice. $8 in limited shipping begins tonight. Our next auction is right here, and it is, I told y'all we had some Kiss stuff. Here's Kiss Destroyer. If it wasn't in the hot picture, then here it is right here. Kiss Destroyer is a 1976 U.S. Terre Haute original. It does have the original inner sleeve, and we're going to put that up for a $20 start. Amenities gets the second and final Rush, so that's sold to Amenities. And now we can officially say, if anybody wants on a waiting list, let me know, okay? If anybody wants on a wait list, let me know. We can take care of you on that easily. We have a request for Jamey Johnson, and Fish has been a heavy request tonight. No surprise, Fish. Okay, so Volbeat's our next one. This is Servant of the Mind, $54.99. When I ordered a lot of Volbeat, there was only a couple things in stock. This was one of them. Volbeat is $54.99. It's a double LP gatefold, $54.99 for Volbeat. I've only got those 2. Shirley Eaton, signed postcard, $35 if anybody wants it. I should say signed 4x6. James Bond, a Bond girl. Brad Waits wants on the Rush waiting list. Black Sabbath is sold to Christopher Lee for $15, and Rush, or Kiss, excuse me, is a $20 start. And then we have King's X. This is called Ear Candy. King's X is numbered on purple vinyl, $39.99. King's X Ear Candy. Let me check our waiting list. King's X Ear Candy. Joe DeGaldo and Brian Tassin. These are already spoken for. Joe DeGaldo and Brian Tassin. If anybody wants on a waiting list, I'm sure I ordered more than 2. This must have been all that was in stock. Numbered to 1,500. King's X is $39.99. Heading out. All right, thank you. Thank you for doing that earlier. Okay, next is a Slayer bootleg. Slayer, live in Paris, 1991. November 1991, Slayer, $29.99. I have 2 of them. Our next auction is going to go up right now. We've had a lot of requests for Jamey Johnson and a lot of stuff, actually. It's this is what happens when we get new collections in. There's this. Give me 1 second. I got to double check this. All right. Kiss does have a bid for 20, going once, going twice. And I have, hold on one second. I'm flipping through everything because I'm trying to figure out what where some of these are y'all are asking about. Man, there's some incredible stuff in here. No wonder y'all are already asking for all the, like, for the love of all things good and holy, Chad, please go ahead and put these auctions up so no one will bid against me. Here is Jamey Johnson, the guitar song. Jamey Johnson is a 3 LP, black and white with book, a 2010 OG, a $55 start. This Slayer is sold to Steve Weaver. Thank you, Steve Weaver. That's sold to you. I have one left on that one. Next is Trouble, and this one is their self-titled album. There should be a wait list for this. Trouble's $29.99. That's TROBLE. And Trouble, we have a wait list for Run to the Light, and that's it. No waiting list for self-titled. So both of these are still available. $29.99, okay? $29.99 for Trouble. $29.99. Chad Snyder first on Trouble. And then over here, Jamey Johnson's at 55. And Kiss is at 22. Jamey Johnson's at 60. Chad Snyder was first on Trouble. Jamey Johnson, 65. First thing is a restock of Rush 2112. 180 gram remaster. Gatefold, $36.99 for Rush. And let's go ahead and show another Slayer, Diabolus and Musica. If you hadn't noticed by now, we got a lot of Rush and we got a lot of Slayer in here. Slayer's $33.99, Diabolus and Musica. Okay, there's that. And we have Kiss, 22, Jamey Johnson, 60, Jamey Johnson, 65, and Ryan Eaton is in on Jamey Johnson at 70, and now 75. There you have it. This record, give me 1 second here. Where was I? Okay, I need to go get that little stack up front. Okay. Aha. All right, make sure everybody's hit the like button on Facebook. I'm digging out, trying to find the stuff that I found last night. I'm trying to refine stuff that I found last night. So next is Chad Snyder got Trouble. Jamey Johnson got up to 100, and the last bid on Kiss that I seen was Sarah Wyberdink at $22. Nathan Carter, you were outbid, and he says he's done. Okay, now first thing is this Slayer. This Slayer is sold to Steve Weaver. Sean Druin wants the live Slayer. That's sold. That's sold to Sean Druin. And I hope I hadn't missed anything. I had to step away for 1 second. It doesn't look like I have. Counting Crows, August and everything after. Double LP, Mr. Jones. Double LP, Counting Crows, $44.99. Kiss. It's about to be a final call. Jamey Johnson's at 100. Jamey Johnson's at 100. This is signed by Aaron Neville and Art Neville. It's technically just like a cut because it's just on a piece of paper, but that's two of the Neville brothers. And you could actually, if you wanted to, you could really split this up into two. If you wanted to make a display, you'd have to have it recertified because the JSA sticker would be void. But there's two of the Neville brothers on one sheet there. It is personalized to Terry, but like I said, there could be a way you could cut that if you wanted to. You could cut that to make it, it'd be pretty close. It'd be a weird cut because that one's so close, but there it is. That's a $35 start, JSA authenticated. JSA authenticated, the Neville brothers. Aaron and Art, I think they're brothers. Here's more Slayer. This is World Painted Blood. Slayer is $36.99. Gatefold jacket, Slayer. Let's go ahead and sell the Kiss for $22. Sarah Wyberdink on Destroyer. Looks like Jamey Johnson is going to sell for $100. That is a final call. And we have two copies of Love and Rockets. Love and Rockets is $29.99. Love and Rockets, $29.99. Originally released in 1989, and I ordered those because there was so much demand for some of the OGs we've had recently. Jamey Johnson is sold for $100 to 007 Platinum. Let's go ahead and grab another auction over here. This is pretty cool. I'm knocking out some more autographs I found. We have this signed by Ken Curtis. You also may know him as Festus. This is a signed cut, already mounted with photo. Ken Curtis from Festus, JSA authenticated. Something Fred Goodwin bought. He probably originally bought it here at Herd's Outpost in Cortland, Ohio. So the JSA sticker is up underneath the cut. So on the back of this cut, underneath the mat, so what we do is we kind of just make an incision, and JSA puts the JSA sticker on the back of the cut. So that's Ken Curtis from Gunsmoke Festus. He inscribed it with Festus. Really cool. $125 start on that. $125 start. Neville, the Neville brothers. Final call for $35. Steve Weaver gets yet another Slayer, World Painted Blood. Let me show one more, then we need a new LP auction. Led Zeppelin, and there was a wait list for this. Led Zeppelin is Texas International Pop Festival. There should be a wait list for this. I think it's Danny Thomason. Let me look this up right quick. Led Zeppelin. And the Led Zeppelin wait list was Danny Thomason, and that's live in Texas. It's a 2 LP unofficial and colored vinyl. Led Zeppelin's $39.99, okay? And we got 2 left, and that is that's a great show. One of the well-known bootlegs from Zeppelin, $39.99. And we have Saxon Carpe Diem. This is the only one I think I caught in stock. Saxon is $39.99. The Neville, the Neville brothers, buy it now for $35 if anybody wants it. The Neville, $35 on that. Sean Druin on Saxon. If anybody wants on the wait list for Saxon, let me know. Ken Curtis is $125 start, and let's grab another auction. And like I said, you'll have to keep reminding me if you're highly interested in request. Let me know. Is it 7 yet? Some people ask for fish. So let's go ahead and do one of them. Fish is the Sicket disc, S-I-K-E-T, and that is a 2015 US, the first time ever it was on vinyl. Technically a reissue because I think it came out 99 or 2000. So this was the first vinyl pressing. Fish is a $65 start. $65 start. I've got 2 Slayer Rain in Blood. Slayer is $36.99. $36.99. Nick Bargeron said Tim and Faith. Tim and Faith. Those are auction requests, I'm assuming. And then we have Steve I Flexible. Steve I Flexible. All analog Bernie Grumman at RTI. Pressed at RTI, $54.99. And there was a wait list for this Steve I. Not for the other, but there is for this one. So Steve I Flexible Amenities was on a waiting list. So to Amenities. I have 1 extra copy if anybody else wants one, okay? Chad Snyder gets the other one. Those are sold and sold. And then if anybody wants a wait list, let me know. Led Zeppelin is live International Texas Pop Festival 1969. I think it's the Texas Speedway, I think is what they called that one. $39.99. $25 on Bond Girl. I will sell you Shirley Eaton because I have literally hundreds of them for $30. Jake has took over my screen. Chad, I had one of those Led Zeppelins, but it's not show up on my invoice. I probably should go ahead and give you one right now. If you don't have one, we'll tag one right now for Matt Nichols. And I hope the show's still going on. Jake is literally like somewhere else, and he's in control of my computer right now. It's almost scary. Ken Curtis, if anybody wants him, $125 buy it now. Chad, I'll sell you Shirley. I usually sell these for $55 or $60 for maybe a photo. So I'll do this one for like half price because it's a 4x6, okay? Kelly Vladerchek said she'll take the Neville brothers for $35. And I got Ken Curtis for $125. Fish is a $65 start. And I have Sarah Brightman him. There should be a wait list for Sarah Brightman. Let me look up Sarah right quick. Sarah Brightman. The wait list for Sarah Brightman was absolutely nobody. So this is still available for $36.99, okay? And we have several copies. Oh, so this comes as a part 1 and part 2. Rush is Stockholm, Sweden, 2007. $44.99. It comes as a part 1, part 2. So you're getting 4 LPs essentially for $90, which sounds about right. 4 LP, imagine it a box set. So 2 double gatefolds for the complete concert, $44.99 for a volume 1, volume 2. Let's go ahead and put up another auction, and let's go ahead and see what's going on with Rush. Somebody asked me for some Rush auctions. I don't want to get the chat too complicated because we just showed a Rush, but we did have a request for this. And man, this is a good one. This is Test for Echo. This is the Test for Echo Special Edition 200 gram QRP. Now, to my knowledge, this is one of the first times this was remastered and put on vinyl, and they did it at QRP on 200 gram. So this is really cool. Rush Test for Echo Special Double LP Edition, remastered on 200 gram audio file, and it's sealed, and it's a $95 start. As of right now, there's no bid on Fish. It's sealed, and we're looking for a $65 start. Fish Rush. There's the Rush Live bootleg set. And then I've got, guess what? More Slayer. Decade of Aggression Live. It's a double LP. $44.99 for Slayer, Decade of Aggression, double LP live, $44.99. Hope everybody's hit the like button on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all over the world, wherever you're watching. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. It's going to be a great night because I know we got some sick auctions over here, not counting all of our bonus stuff. Sean Druin picking up another Slayer, and the next thing in here was Saxon, and this is Battering Ram. I've never had this one before. Saxon Battering Ram. That's $33.99, and we had 2 special requests. We had Hollywood Undead for Brandon Jones, and we had Justin Deckelman for Jungle Rot Warzone. So if anybody else wants one, let me know. This is Jungle Rot Warzone, $34.99. We can order you one. Or if you want Hollywood Undead, Hotel California, spelt with a K, and that is $46.99. That is sold to Brandon Jones. Now, if anybody wants us to order one of those, we can put you on a wait list. Steve Weaver gets Slayer, Decade of Aggression. Brad Waits gets a Saxon. David Doyle has Rush at 100. Somebody got outbid Amenities. And Fish over here is a buy it now. It's a no bid for $65. That must not have been the one everybody wanted me to put up. I must have grabbed the wrong one first. I'm going to take a drink of Diet Coke right quick. I'm on the Coke tonight. Nice Diet Coke. All right, Rush is at 105. Murphy Stillman says he'll take Fish. Chad Snyder wanted Shirley Eaton for 30, right? Maybe he didn't say that. I'm not for sure. We need to get some Shirley Eaton sold. I'm only sitting on 300 of them, so I'm here to do deals, especially on the ones I already have listed on eBay. But I do have duplicates on there too. All right, let's try another autograph. Still got Ken Curtis. You might want to buy this and then go ahead and grab Ken Curtis in a bundle deal. But here is another Gunsmoke character, Jim Arness, Marshall Matt Dillon. It's matted, cut signature, JSA authenticated. The JSA stickers on the back, and a cool photo of Matt Dillon there. That's a $125 start, matted and ready to go. All right, Ryan Mustang second on Fish. All right, I'll get the other Fish going in just a second. Let me find it. That one was sold to Murphy Stillman. We're on our first crate of new vinyl. I'm going to show y'all what's left. 29 for Bond Girl. You got it. Sell this for $29 to Chad Snyder. Thank you. $29. Selling some autographs early tonight. I've already sold Tex Ritter, the Neville brothers, and we sold Shirley Eaton. And we got 2 Gunsmoke casts. We got Ken Curtis on the buy now. We got Matt Dillon. Sean Druin wants on the Jungle Rot waiting list. When I go through this crate, I'll show you everything that's sold out that we're doing waiting list. But right now, if it's still in here, it is available. Rush is between 2 people. I'm waiting for David Doyle to see if he wants to bid again. Amenities over on YouTube has it for 105. I'm going to pull an auction from our bonus crate over here, which is Accept, Balls to the Walls. Accept is an 84 USOG in VG condition, and that's going to go up for a $15 start, okay? Except balls to the walls. First thing left in here, there's a lot of Slayers. A lot. So make sure you let me know the exact name of the album. This is Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. We've sold one. There's one left, $36.99. We've sold one Pink Floyd. There's two left. Welcome to the Machine. Have a Cigar. You're Gonna Go Far. $36.99. That's a 180 gram remaster. Got any more bonds for $29? I do. I have them listed elsewhere, but for that price, if anybody wants a 4x6 of Shirley, I can get you one. Let me see where they're at over here. Let's see here. There's cuts and photos. Photos and cuts are a little bit more. Let me figure out what I've done with them. Those are all photos. Where are you, Shirley? Here they are. Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. She signed in a different spot. That's why I didn't put that one in my quantity when I listed them on eBay. She signed in a different spot, so I was trying to do that one. So, yeah. Your pick at $29. I can't see my monitor, but that's okay, Jake. But I think I'm in the right frame. So, yeah, $29. So, Zumo, if you want one, just say sold, or anybody else, okay? Anybody else, just let me know. They're all JSA stamped on the back. And here's all the matching cards. One of the most famous and iconic of all the James Bond girls, the Golden Girl, Goldfinger, Sean Connery, 1964, classic. Piece of Hollywood memorabilia. Rush is at 110, except 15, except 30. We've already sold the Neville brothers. Tex Ritter's 35, but I've got another one coming up. What about Rush over here? The last bid was David Doyle at 110. Amenities is at 113. And then I'm going to go ahead and make Kent or Matt Arness a buy now for 125. So you got an opportunity at 125 and 125, 250 for both, for two of the legendary Gunsmoke characters, Jim Arness and Ken Curtis. 125 each on those. They're matted and ready to be hung in your man cave. 125 on those. Okay. Rush has a new bid for 125. Except it's OG, but it is VG. But it's fine. It is a final call. It is a final call, and Accept is at 30 with Matt Nichols, okay? Zamaron over on YouTube. Who is Zamaron on YouTube, by the way? Can you confirm? I think it's Michael. Let me see here. This one on top, I think this is the one on top I use for the stock image. I think that's the best looking one. So, let me make sure this matches. CO2485, yeah. Let's put this down in a sleeve for him. So, CO285, $29 if anybody wants one of these, okay? Signed Shirley Eaton 4x6s. As you can see, I have a stack of them. All right, let's put those next to Ozzy. Okay. Michael Rudolph. That's just wanted to make sure. Let me lay that right over here for you. All right. We'll put that in a board and a bag for him. Awesome. And then Rush is at 130. What else happened over here? We had one Slayer, Pink Floyd. There was no claims. I'm doing a recap, okay, of all the newest stuff that came in today. Steve Vai, one left, Passion and Warfi, music on vinyl. If you're in, if you just got on, we're going through our first crate of new stuff, and this is what's left, and I'm going to show you what there's waiting list for. So you really hadn't missed too much, and there's great auctions. Rush 130, Rush 133. Matt Nichols, you get this for $30. That was the Accept. That came out of the bonus crate. I've got a crate and a half still of bonus auctions, plus everything else over here. No Slayer auctions. There's a lot of Slayer in the crates. The first one is Season in the Abyss, Steve Vai, Pink Floyd. There's Slayer Christ Illusion. It's 33, and then Volbeat, Servant of the Mind. Volbeat's a double LP, $54.99. Rush is at 135. Let's pull another auction. I'm going to try my darnest to locate that other Fish record. You might want to hang out all night if you can hop on and off, or at least have me on in the background. You just never know what's going to pop up here. I'm literally digging through autographs tonight again, so that's what happens on Sundays when I have free time. I dig up a lot of cool stuff and have time to actually research it and put it up for sale. This is Fish, and this one's under the title Hoist. The first two Fish records I've never had before, to my knowledge. This one's called Hoist, limited edition and numbered with insert. Nice for a $75 start. Plus, we got John, Paul, and Laura here today. John's marked 4 crates of new vintage stuff. I think Paul's already working on Mars auctions. Laura should be marking some stuff. And we're going to have a great night. And we're just getting started. Passion and Warfare is $39.99. I have Trouble, self-titled, an absolute classic. The legendary album from 1990, $29.99. Hoist 75, Hoist 75, Rush is at $137. And by the way, this is the 200-gram QRP. So to my knowledge, is one of the first times they remastered Test for Echo, and they did it on 200-gram at QRP. That's one of the more desirable audiophile pressings of that. Very, very cool. It's sealed, and Amenities has it for $137. Right over here, Fish is at $75. Fish has another $75 bid. Over here, Bradley Smith on Steve Vai, that is sold. And then we have 2 Rush 2112s. Oh, man, $36.99. $36.99. Rush 2112, 180-gram remaster. And then there's 1 Slayer, Diabolus, and Musica left. That's $33.99. And Counting Crows. Cosmo Kramer wanted one of these. Cosmo Kramer from earlier. I didn't pull it. Cosmo Kramer got a Counting Crows. There's 1 left. This is $44.99. $44.99. Fish Hoist is on black vinyl. 2016 limited edition and numbered. Let's see where it's numbered at. Is it numbered on the back? It's a gold stamp number on the back, 5875 and near mint, okay? Audio Explorer wants a Pink Floyd. I'm assuming you want one of the Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here remasters. And then Michael Snared wants a Rush 2112 out of the crate, right? You want a Rush 2112 out of the crate. There's only 1 Slayer, World Painted Blood left. That's $36.99. And then Love and Rockets. Love and Rockets is $29.99. Originally released in 1989. Their breakthrough self-titled 4th album, Love and Rockets, $29.99. Amenities, you've been outbid on Rush. And Fish is with L. David at $80. L. David at $80, so that's still getting bids. Okay, there's that. And if I've missed something, if I've missed a comment or a statement, anything of that nature, just let me know. Here's another chance at a Tex Ritter. This is a cut, and it's framed. It's matted with photo. And so earlier I had a signed folio book. This is a Tex Ritter cut, matted with photo, $45 start for Tex. And it's ready to be framed. $45, that's shipped or part of your $8 unlimited shipping. And it's good to go. Very cool. I like how he always did this little doodle thing over here on the side with his T. That's a $45 start for Tex Ritter. All right, and then Matt Shepard wants World Painted Blood by Slayer. That's sold to Matt Shepard. And over here we have Hoist at $85. That's still getting bids, and so is Rush. 1 Zeppelin bootleg left, live, Texas International Pop Festival. Is that something? There's something underneath the shrink. There's literally a piece of wood underneath the shrink wrap on that one. Or a fragment. It looks more like maybe a fragment of cardboard. Led Zeppelin, Texas International Pop Festival. That's live, and it's on colored vinyl. Hoist is at $90, which is Fish. We got Rush, we got Fish, and we got Tex. A lot of stuff on the board. And Slayer, one of their classics, Rain and Blood, with Raining Blood. That is $36.99. And Sarah Brightman Hymn. I could have swore I had somebody on a wait list for this, but not according to my spreadsheet. Sarah Brightman, it looks like maybe it's on colored vinyl because it's got a barcode over a barcode. $36.99. And then this is a Rush bootleg set. If you want the full show, you got to buy both volumes. So it's volume 1 and volume 2, live in Sweden, 2007. So 4 LPs, 44 and 44. So just call it 90 for both, or technically $89.98 would be the exact price. So $44.99 on that. And then Saxon battering ram. We've sold 1. There's 1 left. To my knowledge, I didn't have that one before. So Tex Ritter has a bid with Denise for $45. Hoist has a bid for $90. And Rush has a new bid for $149. Okay, so all auctions will sell. Going once, going twice. And then we have George Jones wants a Rush set. Make sure he gets a volume 1 and 2. Sean Druin wants Slayer Christ Illusion. And he wants a Slayer painted World Painted Blood, and Diabola Musica. Let's see. I have one. I'll have to put you on a waiting list, Sean, for World Painted Blood, okay? But I will give you a battering gram, okay? So I'll put you on a wait list for that one, okay? Now, here's what we sold out of that you may have missed. We sold out of this Rush bootleg, and if you want on any of these, it will be waiting list. Good thing it's Monday. As long as they're in stock, they'll definitely be here by this week's cycle. ABC, that's live in Agora Ballroom, Cleveland. ABC, Agora Ballroom, Cleveland, 1974. That's on white vinyl, $38.99. We sold both. There is a waiting list. And we just sold out of Christ Illusion, Slayer, $33.99. Just make sure you put in the chat what record you want on a waiting list for. We have a wait list going for King's X Candy. That's a limited edition from Music on Vinyl, $39.99, purple vinyl. And then we sold out of a Slayer bootleg, live in Paris, 1991. That's $29.99. And we have one copy of Trouble, so that's not a waiting list. I'm just showing you what we sold out of. We just sold our last copy of Diabolus, so that's $33.99. That's a wait list. What else? We have Sean Druin on a wait list for World Painted Blood. That's $36.99. And then we have a wait list going for Saxon, Carpe Diem. That's a waiting list. We have a wait list going for Steve Vai Flexible. Steve Vai Flexible RTI 180 gram. That's a waiting list. $54.99. We have a wait list going for Slayer, Decade of Aggression. I told y'all we already sold out of a lot of stuff. $44.99 for that. We have a wait list going for Jungle Rot, Warzone, $34.99. And we have a wait list going for Hollywood Undead, Hotel California, $46.99. Before I show anything else, where are we on these auctions? Rush is at 157. Joe Barrios is out. Amenities has it. What about Fish? This is a big one. Let me make sure I don't mess this up. I got Gabe Calabro at $90. And if anybody else wants to bid, he has the high bid at $90. If you're in higher or want to be in higher, it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and sell Denise the Tex Ritter. Great buy on that. Denise, thank you. That is sold to you. $45. Joe Barrios wants the Rush boot set, Volume 1, Volume 2. Matt Shepard wants Slayer, Diabolus, and Musica, right? So let's put him on a wait list for that. And everything else we still have in stock, which is left in this crate. So, and let's go right into the other one. Here's what's in stock. Slayer 36, Pink Floyd 36, Volbeat 54, Trouble 29, Rush 36, Counting Crows 44, Love and Rockets 29, Led Zeppelin 39, more Slayer 36, and Sarah Brightman 36. He wants on a wait list for Slayer Decade of Destruction, DOA, Decade of Destruction. Thank you. Decade of Destruction. Let's do that for him. All right. Nice. Cry, baby, cry. All right. I think everybody's done on Fish. I just want to make sure, and I got to make sure Joe Barrios is done on Rush. Some big auctions, highly requested. I'm going to make sure everybody's had a chance to bid. It is currently 7:25 Central Time. We're already into advertised auctions. I'm doing bonus crate, and we've almost filled up a whole crate of new arrivals for tonight. We might actually have some stuff left over. Led Zeppelin is live, and that's $39.99. I did not go out on Rush. No, I was just saying that you have been outbid. I want to make sure you know before I accidentally sell it to Amenities. And he has bid $160, okay? There's that. And then over here, we have Fish. And the last bid on Fish was Gabe, and he's about to get it. He's had it for a long time now, but not many people set out. And I'm going to swap out crates, and I'm selling it right after Brian Berry gets Counting Crows. Brian Berry got that last Counting Crows. If anybody wants on a waiting list, or if anybody wants to go ahead and say, Chad, I'll take 3 of them, that'll be great too. Next auction. This is a 1982. This is a 1982 pressing of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, an 82 reissue VG minus, and that's going to go up for a $10 start. Fish is sold to Gabe Calabro. Hope I'm saying your last name right. He's bought from us before. I usually say Gabe C. This is sold to him for $90. All right, let's put that away. Thank you. And let's go through that other crate of new stuff. A lot of cool restocks in here. All righty. Anybody like the Rolling Stones? You're going to like this crate. You're going to like this crate a lot. Whiskey Myers has not sold yet. Honestly, looking at this, I didn't know we had this. I didn't pay attention to it. I don't mind selling this tonight. I would much rather get this authenticated. I can guarantee it to be good. I didn't know we had this. I didn't know it was signed. I'd much rather have this thing authenticated first and sell it in a few months, okay? So this is a pricey record for me to be selling without a letter of authenticity. So I was going to run it like at 8 o'clock. This is expensive. I know because I had somebody trying to buy one for a gift around Christmas time. They finally found a poster and they paid hundreds of dollars for it. Whiskey Myers. Seth was trying to buy one for his father. Yeah, so this is air horn territory. I'd much rather wait and get it authenticated first. But if y'all want to buy it, I'll guarantee it. It's good to go. But that's getting up there around air horn territory. I had 2 different people trying to buy something signed Whiskey Myers during Christmas time, and that needs to be authenticated. And yeah, that's I keep saying his stuff. It's a their. I think of him as a guy, a single guy, Whiskey Myers, but
the name of the band?
Yeah, that's the name of the band. Yeah, I always thought it was a single person.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, till I actually started doing further research. But yeah, thank you, Paul. So I will run it tonight, but I think it's way too expensive not to sell without the letter. And then what I do is I guarantee it. And if you ever get a letter and if they don't pass it, I'll give your money back. That's only ever happened once with a James Taylor autograph. But then when we got it back, they made a mistake and we got it authenticated for somebody. But that's only ever happened once on a James Taylor. And we got the error from JSA worked out. James Taylor stuff is very difficult. I don't know if y'all know that. It's not really too expensive, but a lot of his stuff gets failed. And some of it's real, and some of his stuff gets passed, and it could be bad. His is a tough autograph, so be careful of James Taylor stuff. But that's the only time that's ever happened. So, or you can buy it and pay for it, and we'll hold it until we can get it a letter, which could be literally months. It could be the end of the year before the letter comes. So, whatever y'all want to do, it's going to be around air horn territory, just FYI. I'll probably run it at 8 o'clock. Rush is at 166. Tom Petty has a bid for 10. And Tom Petty has a bid for 12 and 13. Let's put up another auction. The next auction is Tupac. And Tupac is a 2020 web store exclusive on tan gold vinyl. A $55 start. A $55 start. Tim McGraw, I'll get that on deck. Just keep reminding me, okay? Just keep reminding me. Tupac, Me Against the World, is a $55 start. Me Against the World. And then there was one other comment over here. The comment, hold on 1 minute. That is, there was somebody, Sarah Brightman, I was on the wait list. I got more today. All is well, all is good. Can you double check? Somebody said something about registering. Been watching for over a year, but never bid. This may change tonight. I'm registered and ready to go. BC Campbell Studio. Thank you and welcome. And let's check on that Sarah Brightman. David Saunders says that was his. See, I thought I'd wrote that down. I bet I misspelled her name or something. Or I misspelled your name. I probably misspelled her name. Let me look manually here. I still don't see it. But I'll go ahead and tag you for it. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I knew that I ordered that for somebody. This is sold to David Saunders, okay? This is sold to David Saunders. That's done. Chad, the George Harrison Yellow Submarine still on eBay. I saw that. The one for $40,000. Yeah. Yep. I know. I reached out to somebody about signed Yellow Submarine albums, and I was told that very few exist in the world. Signed Yellow Submarine albums. Okay. Here we go. Is the Ozzy an autograph photo or album? It is a signed photo. Okay. What else have I missed? Rush, is it a go? That's what I need to update. There's been a lot of activity all of a sudden. Joe Barrios bid 160 on Rush. Amenities bid 166. Joe Barrios went out. Thank you for letting me know, Joe. Joe's out. Amenity has it for 166. This is the Test for Echo 200-gram QRP pressing from 2015. Amenities has it for 166. It's a final call. We put up a lower grade reissue of Tom Petty's debut, but it's got a lot of activity, 10, 10, 12, 13. And then just keep reminding me about that. What would you start it uncertified once versus certified? I will tell you that in just 1 second. And then is the Ozzy autograph photo or album? The Ozzy over here is a signed photo. And then just keep reminding me about Tim McGraw. We should be able to do it next. Tom Petty 14, Tom Petty 15. And then Tupac has a bid for 60, and then there's Tom Petty, okay? The Rush Stockholm, $44.99 for Volume 1 and $44.99 for Volume 2. So $89.98 if you want both volumes. Okay, here we go. A lot of cool Rolling Stone stuff in here. The first one is Live in Leeds, 1982. So I've got these Stones basically on a third of what they originally retailed for. They include 3 LPs and a DVD, or at least this one does. 3 LPs of music and the video concert footage. Leeds, 1982, $34.99. They come in like tri-fold, fold-outs. Man, it seems like it's been a week since I've shown these because I think it has been, or maybe longer. We had a lot of people wanting these, and we sold out, and then we had a ton of waiting list. The first person on Leeds was Sean Holford and Gerald Whitworth. Mr. Holford, Mr. Whitworth. I've got y'all down for a Stones live at Leeds, okay? And if anybody else wants one, I have 2 extras. Gerald's already commented live. You was already on a waiting list. So David Saunders did get to Sarah Brightman. Thank you on that. Rush is sold to Amenities. Let's put up a lot of new auctions. We got cool stuff to knock out here. Amenities has this for 166. Are we done with Tupac? Are we done with Tupac? But first, I know we're done with this crate because it's completely full. So let me set that right there. Let me get a few stray things out of this crate. And let's start filling up another one. All right. And over here, Jim Hines wants a Rolling Stones. Thank you. Tom Petty is sold. Tom Petty is sold to Back to the Turntable for $15. And then Tupac. Let me make sure everybody's done on this. There was a bid for 60, and the first bid was 55. So Michael Thrower has this for 60. It's a final call. Me Against the World. Gold vinyl. There's one Stones Leeds. And let me just go ahead and put up the next auction. What do we all have over here? We got Kiss. We got Cranberries. We got Garbage. Neil Young. Television. I Don't Know. The Vines. Rockabye Babies. I Don't Know. Duran Duran. Doors. Devo. That looks like Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam. Dolly Parton. Dolly. I Don't Know. The Killers. Blind Melon. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Let's do this one first. Jake, you just scared me to death over here. He's even making my computer talk over here. We have Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill is a 2017 USOG. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, and this is sealed for a $35. I've never seen that before. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, $35 start on that. All right, let me go back to the top. Chad did a JSA card with a Golden Bond Girl ball. Yeah, Chad. Your Shirley Eaton autograph came with a JSA card, the one Michael Rudolph bought, and if anybody else wants one, they're essentially on sale for $29. Jim Hines got a Rolling Stones. Tupac has a new bid for 70. What releases Tupac? We got a request for Garbage. We got a request for Hum. This is a 2020 US. It's a web store exclusive from Tupac web store website or web store. He probably didn't even know he was going to have a web store one day. And that is at $70 with 007 Platinum. Okay, so that's the reissue. And Devo, Blind Melon, lots of requests. Yeah, we got a ton of killer stuff tonight. The first Stones I have is Leeds, 1982. 3 LP and DVD, just, listen to the price, just $34.99, okay? Next over here, I've got 3 copies I've got 3 copies of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan, live, Austin, Texas, 1980. An official release, music on vinyl, $39.99. Brittany Willie was on a waiting list. Brittany Willie on a wait list. There's 2 extra copies, $39.99 on this, okay? Can you order me Rush Volume 1 boots? You can. So put Sully on a wait list for Rush, Stockholm, Sweden, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I think we're done on Tupac after 007 bid 70. Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, no bid yet, looking for a $35 start. That's maybe one of the 2 Tim McGraws some people wanted to bid on. David Doyle gets a Stevie Ray Vaughan. Jim Hines gets a Stevie Ray Vaughan. And let's put Back to the Turntable on a waiting list, okay? Because I only had 2 extras, and I have sold 3. You're going to be first on a wait list. I will take care of you on that. Let's add a 3rd auction. What other matted autographs that I have over here? Well, actually, let me go ahead and put up Whiskey Myers since it was the most recent talk of conversation. So here's what I'll do on Whiskey Myers. I will put up Whiskey Myers, and it's a $475 start. It's signed by the full band. I'm guaranteeing it. There's no LOA with it. If you want me to authenticate this, you have to pay for it when the invoice comes. I may have to hold it literally, though, for months until we do our next JSA event where they come and do an in-store. You know, we have to get hundreds of autographs, and then they come in and authenticate them. So that, and then you have to pay for the letter, which will probably be like $50 to $100. So if you want me to hold it until it gets authenticated, you don't have to wait till the letter comes in. After it's authenticated, I'll have it shipped. But either way, or if it doesn't sell tonight, I'll get the letter, and probably the next time I sell it, I'll be asking $575 start for it. So unauthenticated, $475, or you can pay to have the letter done, or you can wait for me to pay to have the letter done, and then it's going to be more money. So whichever, you can pay for the letter. You can pay for the letter later, or you can have it authenticated yourself. This will require a letter, though, because it's fully signed by a band with more than 5 signatures. So $475 on Whiskey Myers. Now, like I said, Seth was looking for stuff for his dad for Christmas, and I think he ended up buying a poster for that kind of money. And signed albums are currently at $600-700 plus. Signed Whiskey Myers is not cheap at all. So $475 to get that one rolling. And next record in here, I've got 3 copies of DRI, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, $29.99 for DRI, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. DRI and DRI, the last waiting list for this was the following. And that was Paul Conway. So Paul Conway, I got you down on the wait list for this. If anybody else wants one, let me know. These are $29.99, okay? There's 2 extra copies in there. Tupac is sold, and Tupac is sold for $70, the 007 Platinum. But either way, I'm guaranteeing, that's why I don't like selling stuff like this until I have it already authenticated. I mean, I have bins over here of signed albums and posters, but we wait until we get them checked, or at least stickered by JSA, and then we go ahead and sell them, and then we get them all kind of bundled up, and we have a big autograph night. But we're pretty backlogged right now. Not only stuff that needs to be authenticated, but stuff I've had authenticated we hadn't sold yet. So I've got a lot of autographs in stock, raw and certified. Final call on Tim McGraw. Nick Bargeron has it, 1 bid $35. Whiskey Myers $475, and David Tate on Shirley Eaton. All right, I'll give you this one right here. These are $29, CD 02483. That's the card right there on top. Anybody else, these are $29. That's probably one of her cheaper ones I'm going to have, mostly because it's a 4x6. Photos, I usually sell for almost twice as much. So I've got a little stack over there. Thank you on that. DRI, 2 extra copies. And then U2, I haven't had this in a while, and it's kind of below list price at $34.99. So U2, a double LP, All That You Can't Leave Behind, $34.99. Let's go ahead and put up Garbage. This is Garbage 2.0. It's a 2018 on limited edition orange vinyl, a $35 start for Garbage. U2, some great songs on here. Beautiful Days on here, Elevation. $34.99. That is available, double LP. I don't get that one as often because they're usually a lot more expensive. And then Soft Sale, Nonstop Erotic Cabaret, Special 2LP Edition. Includes the remastered album, y'all know, with Tainted Love and Where Did Our Love Go? And it has a bonus disc of singles and B-sides, remastered 2LP, $34, and there should be a wait list for Soft Sale. And that was Kelly Gabney. Kelly Gabney was on a wait list for Soft Sale. I've got 2 extra copies. An 80s classic, $34.99. Baby, baby, where did our love go? Here is DRI. We haven't had this one in a while. 4 of a kind, limited edition 1500 on red and black mixed colored vinyl. DRI is $34.99. Dirty, Rotten Imbeciles, $34.99. All right. So Tim McGraw is sold to Nick Bergeron for $35. Tim and Faith, that's sold for $35. Let's put that away. If anybody wants Whiskey Myers, $475. Like I said, you got a couple options. Buy it now, pay for it. I'll ship it to you the way it is. I'm guaranteeing it. Buy it now, pay for it. I hold it until we have it authenticated. Or you don't buy it, you wait for me to have it authenticated, and by the end of the year, I'll have a letter or a sticker on it, or both, and it'll be a little bit more money. So you got a few options there. $475. But if you're in the market for one of those, that's probably the best price on one of those, guaranteed right now. Garbage has a bid for $40 with Matt Nichols. Both of these DRIs are sold, Matt Shepard and Sean Druin. And a lot of requests for Goo Goo Dolls. Let me try to find that. Other auctions I have are Rush, Silverchair, Talking Heads. Here's the Goo Goo Dolls. Let's put it up. The Goo Goo Dolls is a 2015 US, the first time on vinyl, a 20th anniversary edition in shrink wrap with sticker, a $95 start on Goo Goo Dolls. And then here's a big Rolling Stones restock, LA Forum. A lot of people wanted this one. Once again, a 3LP with DVD, a classic show, 1975 Stones, $34.99. The Rolling Stones, LA Forum, $34.99. Let's look up that waiting list. Rolling Stones and LA Forum waiting list should be several people. Kevin Willis, Sean Holford, Doug Reeder, Grumpy Moose Gaming, Stan McNessie. Kevin Willis, Sean Holford, Doug Reeder, Grumpy Moose Gaming, and Stan McNessie. 5 people on this one. $34.99. 5 people on this one. So let's count out 5, and 5 of those will be sold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 3 extras and 1 sold to Terry Gearhart. So right now, Garbage, the last bid and only bid was Matt Nichols at 40, and he's about to get it. No bid yet on Goo Goo Dolls. $95 start, a 20th anniversary. Essentially the vinyl OG pressing, because this was the first time it was on vinyl. They never did release that in the 90s. And then we have the Police Greatest Hits, a double LP, the Police Greatest Hits. And I think we had 1 person on the wait list for this from the last time we went through all these titles. Here it is, Patrick Fu. Patrick Fu, I got you down for 1, okay? And that leaves me with 2 extra, the Police Greatest Hits, $34.99. Garbage has a new bid for $45, and I think somebody asked what it was. Garbage is a 2018 Euro reissue, limited edition orange vinyl with the original under sleeve. It has a bid for $45. Let me see what else I can put up for auction right quick. Give me 1 second to do that. I'm going to flip through all of my mats over here, figure out which ones I had left. Oh, this is a cool one. So this is signed by the original actor for The Lone Ranger, who was Clayton Moore, and he inscribed it Lone Ranger. So really cool photo of him and Tonto. Clayton Moore, Lone Ranger. He signed it. That's also his inscription. It's JSA authenticated. The sticker is placed on the back of the cut, which is essentially an index card, matted and framed, $75 start on Lone Ranger. That is available, $75. Garbage has a new bid for $55. Amenities, you've been outbid. We have Police is sold to Brian Berry. There's 1 left. And I've got 3 copies of the Rolling Stones, Some Girls, live in Texas. 2 LP and DVD. So that's a double LP, once again with DVD. Really cool. Some Girls tour, Texas, 1978. There should be, possibly, a waiting list for that one. Grumpy Moose Gaming. Yep. So now we have 2 extras of that one, $34.99. That one's really popular. I don't know how many of those I've sold. And then Stevie Ray Vaughan, The Sky's Crying, $39.99. This is a music on vinyl press. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, The Sky is Crying, music on vinyl press, $39.99. Garbage has a new bid for $59, now $65. Amenities do not bid. Goo Goo does have a bid for $95, and Lone Ranger has a bid with Jerry Stone for $75. Cool. I got Andy Griffith coming up next. Jim Hines on Rolling Stones. That's sold to Jim Hines. Thank you on that one. And let's run through those again. All righty. Very, very cool. He's passing on garbage. So we'll go ahead and wrap that up because I think it was just between, well, no, Matt, there was another bidder, Ron Eaton. So Matt has it for 65. Amenities done. Now it's up to Ron Eaton, Goo Goo, and Lone Ranger final call. Hope everybody's done me a favor. I don't think there is a like button on Twitch, but definitely on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you follow, subscribed. We got a lot of cool stuff tonight. All right, here we go. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. Awesome. Okay. We have 1 Live at Leeds left, triple LP 1982 with DVD, $34.99. We have 2 Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, DRI, their debut, 22 songs, 17 minutes, $29.99. Okay, he's also out. So Garbage is sold to Matt Nichols for $65. The Goo Goo Dolls is sold to Andrew Eisensmith for $95. And Jerry Stone was the one and only bidder on the Lone Ranger, and that's sold to him for $75. Already matted and ready to be framed or hung or just set and propped up, ready to go. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Now, I'm going to put this up for a lot less than I think the last one I had. This is the last of Fred's Andy Griffith autographs, and this is a cool piece. This is actually, we're talking about Andy Griffith as in the Andy Griffin Show. This is actually one of his actual personal checks, him and his wife. And he made a check out to Rancho Flowers out in Burbank, California for $26.50 on June 7th, 1977. He signed it. It was returned. It's JSA authenticated, signed Andy Griffin check. Very cool. From Bank of America out in Burbank. That's going to go up for just, I think the last time I had it for like $175, I think. $95 start on Andy Griffith, signed check. $95. That's up for bid. Okay. Request for Dylan Mofi. Yes, and a lot of other stuff over here too. Let me see what's going on with Dylan Mofi. Dylan Mofi. That was over here. Let me try to find that. Rush. Let me flip through all these auctions to remember where they're at. Skrillex was requested. Here is Bob Dylan Mofi. This is Bob Dylan, Planet Waves Mofi, 2015, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, limited edition, numbered, 180 gram, near mint, $55 start on that. Okay, we have 2 copies left of U2, All That You Can't Leave Behind, double LP, new and sealed, $34.99. Soft Sell, Nonstop Erotic Cabaret, double LP remastered with bonus tracks, $34.99. LA Forum, live in 75, $34.99. The Police, Greatest Hits, double LP, $34.99. Stone, Some Girls, Texas, 78, $34.99. And Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now this one has always been tougher to get. It came out in 1991. That is The Sky's Crying. So that is $39.99. That one's always been slightly tougher to get. OGs of $39.99 for Sky's Crying. Jamie McCord on Stone's LA Forum. Okay. Yep. That leaves us with 1 copy of that. Andy Griffith, $95 start. We got Bob Dylan just got laid down for a $55 start. And we have, let me get these out of my way. I don't want to flood you tonight with Bond Girl stuff because we have it quite often, but I don't usually show it during prime time. But here is one of the more pricier Shirley Eaton Bond Girls. These are original Life magazines, okay? These are original Life magazines, and they're signed by Bond Girl Shirley Eaton. And I think I have a total of 4 in stock, counting one that's on eBay. And so this is, these I'm asking, or I have sold, but I need $95 for them, okay? So they're JSA authenticated. 95, best wishes, Shirley Eaton. So this is an original Life magazine from 1964. A Matter for James Bond, Shirley Eaton, Gilded Victim, and Goldfinger, funniest and money-makingest of the 007 movies. So yeah, these are original Life magazines from 1964. So an actual original piece, and it's signed. Those are 95. I've already sold one online recently for 100. Wow, Laura dropped off a new crate. We might start tonight with that. Laura just dropped off a new arrival crate, but John's got plenty of other stuff over here too. Stephen A. Young wants The Police. Audio Explorer wants all 3 of the Stones. Great decision. So all 3 of the Live Stones are sold to Audio Explorer. David Spangler, are you a first-time buyer? You get Stevie Ray Vaughan. And if anybody wants Andy Griffith, that's a great buy on that one at $95, okay? And then Chad Snyder gets the last Stevie Ray Vaughan, and we're almost sold out of new vinyl again for tonight. Every time I think I've ordered enough, I haven't. We have Dylan. So Gabe was first. L. David bid, and then he said cancel. So Dylan has it for $55. Let's go ahead and put up another auction then. Let's put up the Tim McGraw, Not a Moment Too Soon. So this was the first time they did this on vinyl, and it's on red splatter vinyl. Tim McGraw, Not a Moment Too Soon, $25 start. This lower crate should be probably pretty insane. And then where was the leftovers of the last crate? Let's go ahead and do this. Here's the leftovers of the last crate. So there is Soft Cell, and then I had Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss for $36, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here for $36, Volbeat, Servant of a Mind for $54, Trouble was $29, Rush is $36, Love and Rockets is $29, Slayer, Rain and Blood $36, and Led Zeppelin $39. That's all that's left from those 2 really full crates of new vinyl. That's all that's left right there. All right, next autograph opportunity. I'll also reduce this one. This is signed by the legendary Don Knotts, Barney Fife. JSA, it's a signed photo, 8x10, $95 start on Don Knotts. JSA authenticated, Mr. Barney. 95 on that one, okay? So Dylan just has one bid for 55. That's about to sell. Tim McGraw has a bid for 30. David Saunders wants Rain and Blood, and Audio Explorer wants Soft Cell. All right, so we did sell one of the Rain and Bloods, and we sold Soft Cell. Let me pull those, and sounds like I got my work cut out tonight ordering more stuff again, okay? Don Knotts 95. That's the cheapest I've ever put one of those up for. And it is my last one. I've went through a lot of Fred 8x10s last night trying to find some of the best autographs to try to show here that I think would sell here that's not too deep cut. And we've sold most of them. I just got Andy Griffin, Ken Curtis, and Marshall Matt Dillon left right now. And I've got more. Yeah, let's go through this crate Laura's marked. I bet we could probably near... Well, hold that thought. Hold that thought. A tradition unlike any other... A tradition unlike any other is to put up a John check condition crate. That's like that's like a master's tradition almost. You know, that kind of level. And I think I got one right here. I do. Let me take a peek. He was working in a spot in the store over here we hadn't been in, or we hadn't organized in a long time, and he's been filtering stuff. If you missed my announcement earlier, we're about to convert our store. We're about to convert our store to literally a $2 discount area. That way we can just get some stuff out of the back and just fill up the bins up front. We're going to take all the price stuff out of our store, all the pre-owned vintage, which there's not much left. And what is left, I'm going to be putting half off or $6.99 tonight. So if you're local or want to make a trip here, it's going to be like an ongoing thing where we're just trying to constantly cram as much $2 records up front. We can't sell them here. Too costly to sell them here and ship them. Plus, you know, they're not clean. They hadn't been really checked or inspected. They're just $2 out the door. So there's that. You'll want to come dig if you're local. I mean, and John, we're going to have like tubs so we can condense them and then just restock them every day. So, and maybe start an area where we can say, here is the newest stuff. Like when we open Wednesday, it's all there. And then we can shift them and say, here's where we put the newest stuff every day. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so over here, we got one bid on Dylan. And Dylan is sold to Gabe C for $55. And no, we're talking about inside the store. Inside the store. There'll be classical out. Yeah, that's one thing in our back room. They told me we had 30 tubs of classical records we've never gone through. I was like, well, gosh, we need to be bringing them up here and auction them off in lots. That's what I was. I thought we sold most of them. But, man, yeah, crazy. All right, so Tim McGraw has two bids. It had a $30 bid and a $25 bid. Matt Shepard, I'm going to make sure you don't want to bid more than 30. And then Don Knotts, Black Sabbath Hoss has it for 100. Ron Eaton, you've been outbid, okay? Ron Eaton, you've been outbid. Let's put up another album right quick. The next album I have put up right now. Let's jump over here with Skrillex. It was requested. Skrillex is Scary Monsters and Nice Spirits, or as I say, Sprites. Skrillex is a 2012 Record Store Day exclusive. Out of print since this pressing from Record Store Day. Other sealed copies have sold for as much as $350. We're going to start this one for $250. $250 for Skrillex, Ed. $250. Ed is waving goodbye. Ed's trying to escape. Not so fast, Hatchet Ed. Thank you for all your work. He's been here all day, and he'll be back in the morning. So Ed has left the building. So if you have a question on an invoice, a concern, an error, or a complaint, he's left the building. He won't be back until tomorrow morning. So customer service is closed for the day. But he'll be back tomorrow, okay? Here we go. Buy it now, best offer, anything in here. Jamming with Edward, Nicky Hopkins, Ry Cooder, Mick Jagger, Bill Wyman, and Charlie Watts. You may know these guys as members of the Rolling Stones. VG Plus $24.99. Thank you, Laura, for the water. Jethro Tull, War Child, Bungle in the Jungle. VG $9.99. Please buy these. Please make offers. Let's get them sold. I'm not here to collect. I do collect records. I've been piling up stuff I'm taking home up front. But these are for sale. I've already got these. I've already got that in my collection. I've already got that in my collection. And I definitely already have this in my collection. Led Zeppelin, House the Holy. Maybe you don't and you need a copy right now. This is a 4-digit OG Bob Lugwood mastering, OG press, VG 1999. Over here, we had Tim McGraw at 40, Tim McGraw at 45, and the last bid on Don Knotts was 110. Ryan Eaton, you did get outbid. Skrillex is a $250 start. A 2012 Record Store Day exclusive, limited to 3,000, okay? Matt Shepard's going to bungle in the jungle. That's so to Matt Shepard. Got a cool record there. There's Led Zeppelin. And we have the Eagles Live. EX condition, $32.99. EX condition, the Eagles Live, $32.99. James Goggin third on Jethro Tull. And amenities, you're first on Zeppelin, but if you want it, it will be full price because someone else has claimed it full price. Actually, they countered at 15. I'm going to leave this. I think that's very fair for a 4-digit 1841 Broadway, Bob Lugwood mastering, Sterling, Dead Wax, real OG US, even in VG. I think that's very fair at 19. I'm going to leave that one at 19. Okay, first on the Eagles was amenities. I'm going to go ahead and sell that to you for 28. Don Knotts is at 112. Tim McGraw, first time ever on vinyl. There is no OG. This album probably came out in the early 90s. 1994 is when this came out. They never did put it out on vinyl back then. His label agents was like, Tim, we're going to sell the heck out of this on CDs and cassettes. And he said, I'm in. And they did not press it on vinyl. And it's at $45. That's the high bid. All right. Don Knotts has a bid for 112, now 115. Amenities is out on Zeppelin. Back to the turntables next in line. Let me know if you want that for sticker price. If not, Matt Nichols is going to take it. We got Focus live at the Rainbow. Focus is VG Plus, $9.99. Focus. VG Plus, one of the biggest acts of the 70s. If you don't believe it, look how many records pop up of theirs. Thousands of Focus records sold back in the 70s. Jethro Tull, this is awesome. This is Living in the Past. It took me a while when I first collected records to find this at sticker or find this with the original cardboard sleeve. It's VG Plus, $24.99. That's Living in the Past. There's some great songs on there. VG Plus, $24.99, okay? Skrillex is a no bid. It's a buy it now for $250 if anybody wants that. $250 on Skrillex, just FYI. Matt Nichols offered 16, Jamey with Edwards sold. Back to the Turntable is going to take Zeppelin at sticker price. And we have Jamming with Edward at 16. I sold that to Matt. Don Knotts is at 122. And they're still bidding on Tim McGraw. Cody had it for $45, and that's the final call. Let me put up another auction while I show you Foghat. That's their self-titled debut, EX $17.99. You know, it is Monday Night Kiss night. We only had 2 Kiss records. So our Kiss inventory, we've got down to where we just have multiple copies of like OG original studio albums. We're sold out of the rare bootlegs. We're sold out of the rare foreign presses, and there might be a handful back there, but we don't have enough to make another Kiss night. We are working on trying to close the deal on a local Kiss collection. I don't know how much vinyl there is, but there's a lot of collectibles and memorabilia. So we will have Kiss records throughout, but we're pretty low stock. We blasted through. I mean, we sold them for almost 9 months straight, and you know, every Monday night, 50, 60, 70 at a time. So it's almost out, but there's still some back there, like original albums or vintage pressings like this. This is Kiss Alive, a 1977 U.S. Santa Maria reissue. It has the book, VG, mostly just side B. Other than that, it's pretty nice. $25 start. Destroyer already sold. And then Don Knotts is at $122. Ryan Eaton, you're out. Cody gets Tim McGraw for $45. They're bidding on a signed Don Knotts photo right now. Superman, that's a soundtrack done by the legendary John Williams. That's a 2 LP. It is VG Plus, and it's $19.99 for Superman. And Sgt. Pepper, this is the movie soundtrack that involved Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees, but also Aerosmith and Alice Cooper. That's VG $9.99. And we have Three Dog Night Harmony. Three Dog Night is VG Plus. VG Plus $14.99 with Old Fashioned Love Song. That's a good one. Never Been to Spain. That's a good one. VG Plus $14.99. And Bob Dylan, Hard Rain. Mr. Dylan's VG Plus $18.99. Don Knotts is at $126. Kiss is up for bid. And let me grab something over here. Let's do this right here. Blind Melon. This is a 2017 180 gram analog Spark. And this is currently out of print. Sometimes music on vinyl has it, but definitely not the analog Spark press. With insert, $35 start. That's Blind Melon. That's now up for bid. Over here, I got about 100 old records. I don't know anything about it. Do you want to buy them? Yes, just send us a Facebook message. Paul will buy them. Okay. Brian Berry on Superman for $12. Sold. Three Dog Night for $10. Sold. And then Blind Melon 35. Daniel Farrow on Sgt. Pepper. Sold. And then where are we on Mr. Don Knotts? Ryan, it's up to you. Danny has it for $126. $126. Okay. We also have John Lennon, Shayfish, which is a compilation. VG Plus $17.99. Don Knotts $130, and now Don Knotts $131. So we're still chipping away at that. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay. What was I about to do? Oh, I was about to pull up Discogs so I could check this Skrillex. I have not sold Hum yet. We got an offer on Skrillex, but let me check this because for a sealed record of this desirability, okay, and once again, this is from that promo. I told y'all we bought a collection of records from somebody in Nashville that worked for Warner, so they ended up with a lot of promo stuff. Now, this barcode has a slash through it, indicating it's a promo. That's how a lot of modern records are marked promos, just like this. Now, this, there won't be a listing for a promo, but yeah, I mean, Skrillex at $250 is a steal compared to what they cost right now. I wanted to double check it. So in the United States, noticeable marks, the cheapest one is $330 with noticeable marks, VG. And after that, you got to go out of the country, and they get really expensive. And somebody else said they would take it. Yeah, I was thinking it would be put on Discogs tonight for $350 best offer. I will, of course, do the buy it now price for $250. Danzig, it's yours. If not, Gabriel Chavez wants it. But that is a very fair price on that right now. $250 on that, okay? So if he doesn't want it, then Gabriel will take it. Blind Melons at 36, now 40. And then he says, I have one. So Gabriel Chavez on Skrillex for $250. That's a great price on that. Did anybody bid on KISS? Let me scroll through here and look for KISS. I don't see any, so let's go ahead and make this a buy now. A 77 repress, VG condition, $25. So that's why we don't put a lot of these up for auction until we buy some more unusual KISS. Most KISS buyers are probably going to already have most of these kind of records. So we're just going to put up the unusual, etc. until then. But I'm sure people still need these. It's probably going to make more sense for us to pick out what's left and just start straight pricing them and putting them in bins. That way we can probably get a lot more out as long as they're in good shape. I think we got a lot back there too that are really bad shape. We called it the KISS graveyard. A lot of KISS records were played to death. You know, y'all kids back in the day, y'all loved y'all some KISS. Y'all played them over and over and over and over and over. And Don Knotts is at 131, and that is a final call to Danny because Ryan Eaton's out. Signed, photo, JSC authenticated. Blind Melon's at 40. Everybody else is out. Let's put up another auction. This crate is best offer, including Father Guido Sarducci live at St. Douglas Convent. That's VG plus $9.99. David Tate got KISS. And Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy, a classic. Guess who just got back today? Looks like there's some staining right here on the cover. VG Plus, $24.99. We got the Cranberries. We got Neil Young. We got Television. We have Jeff, the Brotherhood. We have the Vines, the Rockabye Baby comps. Who is this right here? This is probably, oh, Alice in Chains. I didn't recognize Lane Staley there. It's so zoomed in on him. Looks more like an angry, chubbier Ed Sheeran. This is Alice in Chains live, Oakland Coliseum, California. That night they opened for Ozzy. Golly, what a show. Man, I was born in the wrong decade. Can you imagine Alice in Chains and Ozzy on the same bill? Pinch me, I must be dreaming. That's like a time machine thing. Holy crap. Alice in Chains live. It's just Alice in Chains, obviously. No, look at this track list too. Them Bones, Wood, Put You Down, It Ain't Like That, Angry Chair. Golly, $35 start. I've never had that particular cover. I've had the Oakland Coliseum. That's a well-known show. I didn't know they played for Ozzy that night. Jason Morris on Thin Lizzy. That is sold to him. Don Knotts is sold. Don Knotts is sold, and this is sold to Danny Thomason for $131. Thank you on that one. And then Blind Melon. This is sold to Brian Berry. Brian Berry gets Blind Melon. BB gets BM. That's sold for $40. Alice in Chains over here at 40, now 42. We have filled up another crate already, so let me swap these out. Let me put Danny's signed photo over here on the miscellaneous table of all the other signed stuff we sold tonight. Now I got to figure out what I want to do next. I've got one right here. How about Roy Rogers and Bob Nolan? So this is essentially the sons of the Pioneers. Bob Nolan, who Fred personally knew, and Roy Rogers, which Fred met no telling how many times. There's pictures of him and Roy Rogers all over his house, or there used to be. This is a cut, double signed by Bob Nolan and Roy Rogers. I think Bob Nolan is, I don't know which one he is. He may be him, one of these guys. And of course, that's Roy Rogers. I'll put this up for just a $75 start. Bob Nolan, Roy Rogers. Cut signature, $75 start, okay? There's that. And we have the Rolling Stones Beggar's Banquet. There is some staining on the back, as you can see, and it's in VG. That's why we have it marked for $14.99. And Van Halen 2, VG, $24.99. VG, $24.99. That's Van Halen 2. And Happy Trails Quicksilver Messenger Service, VG Plus, $14.99. Quicksilver Messenger Service, VG Plus, $14.99. And Paul Simon's Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $12.99. This is a new vintage buy it now best offer crate. Allison Chains 40, 42, and now 50. Our next auction is going to be, let's see what's going on with this Pearl Jam here. Oh, this is Pearl Jam live at Third Man Records 2016. Limited edition gold and split vinyl with the bonus 7-inch Pearl Jam at Third Man Records, a $35 start, okay? Have them put that in a protective top loader. If we have a protective top loader, I don't know if we do. I did find where I can order those for you, Danny. I will get some more information about with you on those, okay? If we have those, it's because we've bought autographs already in them. People's had them in them, so I'll try my best, but I don't know if we have top loaders. They might have to just put it between, well, they know what they're doing in the shipping department. They'll probably put it between two pieces of cardboard, but I don't know if we have too many top loaders. We get them, we get autographs in them, but we use these and then just boards and bags, and they put them between cardboard. But I think I have found where I can get those wholesale where I can sell them to you. So I'll keep you updated on that. I have found them. The problem with the top loaders, I knew this would be a problem. They make them different points. So they make some that are like this thick for gatefolds. They make some that are really thin, so they're good and snug. So it's kind of like box set sleeves. I don't order them because there's all these different sizes. And essentially, I cannot show them here live. It would be I'd have to stop the show to try to sell top loaders. So it would be like chaos. So I'll just try to let you know what there's available, and then we'll have to go from there. But I can't, there's some supplies I just can't show here because it gets like I literally have to say, okay, the show's over for the next 15 minutes till we can figure all this out. We have Elton John, the Fox, VG Plus, $12.99, and Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. Rod is VG Plus, $9.99. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I've shown a lot of records, and there's like 3 whole pages of bids, okay? 3 whole pages of bids, okay? Let me update these. Allison Chains 40, Allison Chains 42, Allison Chains 50. Next thing is Allison Chains 60. Brian Berry offered 10 for Paul Simon. That's sold to Brian Berry for $10. Allison Chains 55, Allison Chains 70, Pearl Jam 35, Pearl Jam 35, Pearl Jam 40, Pearl Jam 35, Pearl Jam 50, Pearl Jam 35. Dennis Jackson offered 10 for the Stones, sold to Dennis Jackson. Pearl Jam 40, Pearl Jam 43, Allison Chains 80, Pearl Jam 45, Allison Chains 90. How much was Father Guido Sarducci? Live at St. Douglas Convent is VG Plus $9.99. Allison Chains 100, Pearl Jam 50, Pearl Jam 50, Pearl Jam 55. Allison Chains 110, Pearl Jam 60, Pearl Jam 60, Pearl Jam 75, Pearl Jam 75, Pearl Jam 85. Wow. And if anybody wants Roy Rogers and Bob Nolan, $75 buy it now. Great price for Roy along with Bob. That is now available, okay? We have Robert Plant, Pictures at 11, EX Condition, $18.99, and Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse, VG Plus, $9.99. Allison Chains is live at Oakland Coliseum, Oakland, California, 1992. It's a sealed unofficial. It's at $120 with 007 Platinum. And then over here, we have a 2016 Third Man Records Press, limited edition, gold and black split vinyl with bonus 7-inch. This is a gatefold jacket and Pearl Jam live at Third Man Records. The last bid, I'm showing Sean Miller, 78. TSO Houston, Trans-Siberian Orchestra Houston, first on Guido, and after that, somebody else claimed it, and after that, but he was first, though. Then Ron Duffield claimed it, and then Alice Chains 130, and now Robert Plant sold to John McPatriot for 12, and the Beatles, Abbey Road. It's a purple capital label reissue from the mid-70s, I think specifically 76, but that's $19.99. All right, great first condition, or great first crate of check condition. I've got 3 more crates very similar to that. Right over here next to me is a lower crate we're about to go through, but first I'm going to read through these quickly one more time. Okay, all right, there's that, and we have, nice. Whew. Okay, here's our next autograph. You may know Leslie West for being in the band Mountain, right? Mississippi Queen. That's Leslie West. This is a band he was in before Mountain called The Vagrants. Very cool 45 here. It's actually in really good shape. It's signed by Leslie West. It's JSA authenticated, and that's going to go up for a $35 start. Okay, signed Vagrants 45 by Leslie West, JSA, $35 start on that. Sell me the Andy Griffin check and ship them together. Okay, Andy Griffin for $50. I'll have to pass. I will sell it to you for $95, which is half off. We have Allison Chains at $140, and we have an offer on Abbey Road for $15 with Brian Berry. Pearl Jam, the last bid on Pearl Jam was $78 with Sean Miller. $78 with Sean Miller. First thing I'm going to do is read through these one more time. Focus Live at the Rainbow, VG Plus, $9.99. Jethro Tull, Living in the Past, VG Plus, $24.99. Fog Hat, EX Condition, $17.99. Bob Dylan, Hard Rain, VG Plus, $18.99. John Lennon, Shea Fish, VG Plus, $17.99. Van Halen 2 still available. A VG copy, $24.99. These are all buy it now or best offer. Happy Trails, Quicksilver, VG Plus, $14.99. Elton John, The Fox is VG Plus, $12.99. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun, VG Plus, $9.99. And Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse, VG Plus, $9.99. Allison Chains, Final Call to 007 for $140. Pearl Jam was a final call to Sean Miller for $78, and Leslie West was a $35 start, no bid yet. The only other no bids we have are autographs, and that was Bob Nolan, Roy Rogers together, matted with photo, $75. Andy Griffin, signed check, a personal check signed by Andy Griffin, $95. And then Ken Curtis, Festus, $125, and Marshall, Matt Dillon, Jim or James Arness, same person, $125, okay? $125, $125, Andy Griffin, $95, and Bob Nolan, Roy Rogers, $75. That's our current only no bids tonight. All signatures, all authenticated. Those are available right now. Mike McGinnis got Fog Hat. If I hadn't already pulled that, that's sold to him. We had an offer on Van Halen for $15. I'm accepting it to Michelle Clements. And then Harry Morris, you were second on Fog Hat. DK Evans, unfortunately, I've already sold Abbey Road. Pearl Jam has a new bid for $80, but Allison Chains is sold to 007 for $140. This is Pearl Jam live at Third Man Records. It's on gold and black split vinyl with the bonus 7-inch near mint, and those are final calls. I have sold one Rush, the other one's still available, and add to the no bid autographs, Leslie West autographed by The Vagrants, 45. Original autograph by Leslie West, 35 on that. I'm going to go ahead and put up the other Rush right now. This is, of course, this recently just came back into print, but check this out. Once again, the 200 gram, this is the QRP pressing. One of the earliest times I think this was remastered and put into print. It originally came out in 2004. 200 gram, the very desirable 200 gram Rush series. And these are the ones most people go after if you're collecting these. They like them sealed with that QRP sticker, that original Hype sticker, and this is a $75 start. $75 start on Rush. Goo Goo Dolls sold earlier. Leslie West is sold to Michael Butler for $30. Okay? Thank you on that. All righty. Baby cry. Think of mother sigh. You're old enough to know better. So cry, baby, cry. I have a Funko for $14.99. This one's a little bit different. This is a Funko of Pinocchio. A Funko of Pinocchio for $14.99. It comes in like a VHS holder kind of thingy. If you can see what I'm talking about here. And it's a little miniature Funko, and they're sealed. Pinocchio from Walt Disney Funkos, $14.99. All right, Rush already has a bid. Pearl Jam is at $85. Sean Miller's out. Seth, you're fired's out. 3 more crates of vintage. Let's go through this first crate Laura has marked here. And let's do that. Let's see here. Free. Jake, I'm going to refresh this and refresh this so I can see my chat over here and see how many people's watching. Okay. Here we go. Let me take a peek in here and see what's been marked. Last time I took a peek, we pulled that Waylon Jennings out. Ooh, there's another big one. That's in the Realm House of Waylon. Y'all gonna like this crate. Plus, she's got other stuff in here. Oh, man. Hint, hint, Nirvana could be coming up. Oh, yeah, there's great stuff in here. All right, y'all gonna like this one a lot. Y'all gonna like this one a lot. Here we go. Let's see what else I have over here in the autograph department. Plus, I got the stuff in the back still available, the platinum stuff. Don't forget about that. All right, Pearl Jam. Well, Jason hopped on. He bid, and it sold to him for $85. And then Rush over here is a final call. Rush is a final call for $80. I bought a sealed feedback from Just Paid for Invoice Today. See your copy. That's right. And Craig, how did you end up having an invoice? You're not supposed to be paying for records. You must have pre-ordered something and it slipped through my fingers. Well, thank you. And I hope whatever record you bought last week I gave it to you for free. I hope that they already have that shipped out to you. They probably have. Let's put up some other auctions. Let me try to visit my bonus crate over here. I've almost forgot about this. I might have to move a few things around. Let's do one pull out of there. Actually, not right now. Let's stay focused on the advertised stuff. There's way too many good stuff for prime time right now. We have Silverchair Freak Show. Once again, audiophile quality, SRC Hi-Fi, 2015, limited to 500, remastered by Kevin Gray and pressed at RTI. That is a limited edition 500 and a $50 star. And this sealed 200 gram QRP pressing of Rush just has one bid for $80 for amenities. This crate is sticker price, no more, no less. This crate is sticker price, no more, no less. Morgan Wallen, Dangerous, the double album. It's actually a 4 LP though, I think. Let's see here. This is a triple LP. The double is a triple. $29.99 for Morgan Wallen. That's $29.99. And Green Day, Kerplunk, $29.99, a 2009 reissue with the bonus 7-inch, and this is still sealed. Green Day, $29.99. Okay, there's that. And Silverchair has a bid for $50. Michelle wants Morgan Wallen. Chad, if there's a specific record I'm looking for, can I call the store during the state and Clayco hasn't had this week's order? You can ask me right now, and I know everything that's available for sale. I have it right here in my brain. You can tell me right now for what you're looking for, and I can tell you if we have it or if we can order it for you, okay? Rush just got one bid, and that's sold to amenities for $80. Silverchair is at $50 with Brain Toss, Lewis Kulik second, Kelly Vlodarchek on Green Day, then Jason Fornerat, then Chris Martin next on Morgan Wallen, then Sandy Villa. Portugal the Man, Woodstock, with their smash global hit single, Feel It Still. That is sealed for just $19.99. Portugal the Man, Woodstock. And then Howlin' Wolf, Moaning in the Moonlight. This is $24.99. A 2011 reissue mono, $24.99. Look at that, Chad with the big brain. I have everything in this store on a universal database in my brain. We do not have that in stock right now. Now, Todd saw the way a record like that works, a vintage OG copy of Three Dog Night Greatest Hits. We do not have that record where I can just go to it and grab it right now. I don't think there's one in this building, price for sale. I would bet $10,000 there's one in this building. If I let you in the building to look for it, you would spend 3 days looking through everything, and you may or may not find one. So one of those kind of records like that is just whenever it pops up for sale. So what I can tell you is it's called a bolo. You know, the police have those. Be on the lookout. Like when somebody's missing, bolo. You need to do that for these vintage bins. These vintage bins, if I say I'm about to go through a John crate, the probability is extremely high that record's going to pop up for sale. But no, I don't have those. Next thing is this. Silverchair got a bid for $50, then $52. Next thing is Portugal the Man, sold to Jason Fornerat. Silverchair $53, Silverchair $55, and then over here we have Green Day, Kelly said, give that to the next person. This is so to Jason Fortnerat instead. Jason Fortnerat gets the Green Day, okay? Now, next thing over here is this. We have Silverchair Freak Show. The last bid on this one, we have Ryan Eaton at $55. A Bolo, be on the lookout. They issue those when there's a wanted man in town. The Cranberries, everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? Analog Spark, a well-known audiophile pressing of this great album. A 2017 US Analog Spark EX++ near mint minus. The Cranberries is a $35 start. That's now up for bid. There are none available for shipping in the US on Discogs. There's got to be other variants. That's one of the most common records of the 70s and 80s is a Three Dog Night greatest hits. There's got to be other variants of that out there. But I promise we can come up with one, but just no guarantee when. Some Nights is $34.99 by Fun. So it's Fun, F-U-N period. That's the name of the artist. Some Nights, $34.99. What exactly was Howlin' Wolf? The 2011 reissue in mono, $24.99. And Dr. John, Locked Down, produced by Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. That is sealed, $19.99. Vladerchek on Fun. That's sold to Vladerchek. Over here, Silverchair sold to Ryan Eaton for $55. The Cranberries has one bid for $35. That's a going to once, and that's a going to twice. I got to move some stuff so I can get over here to this other crate ASAP. All right, let me move this here. Okay, what was left here? All right. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm back into our other bonus crate. Purple Rain. Purple Rain. I don't know if these have had a skyrocket in price ever since what's happened on Stranger Things, but this would be a good one to have. It is a sealed 1984 OG club copy of Prince. Purple Rain. Purple Rain. A sealed 84 club copy, $55 start. The Cranberries has a new bid for $40. Dr. John is sold to Brent Robley. The Cranberries has a new bid for $36. And the Cranberries is the Analog Spark. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? Analog Spark pressing, 2017 180 gram, EX++ near mint minus. And the Cranberries has a bid with $40 from Mark Weiss. I finally just moved enough stuff around where I could get to our bonus crate, which has got about 75 unadvertised premium auctions. You have no idea what they are. I'm not going to tell anybody what they are. You got to be watching for the next couple hours as we sell the entire crate. Hopefully you don't have anything to do for the rest of the night. I do not have any Avril Lavigne autographs. I have not sold Helmet. And now I have not sold Killers. The next record in here. We got to pick up the pace on this crate because there's more being marked, and we got a lot of stuff from John. 21 Pilots, Blurry Face. 21 Pilots is just $24.99. We have Coulter Wall, Songs of the Plains. Coulter Wall is $22.99. I also have Sarah Watkins. Nickel Creek's Sarah Watkins, her solo debut album, sealed, $34. Just so y'all know, some of these records could have these markings on the back. That's not damaged. This is where they were literally promo copies from these people's collections. So you see that? That's a sign of a modern day promo. Nothing really official because there's probably no Discogs entries for them. They're not marked promos. But some of these records like that, it's very possible, okay? $34.99. Prince, $55, now $57. The Cranberries, $42. We have Matt Shepard on Coulter Wall. We have Jamie Ash on 21 Pilots. Those are sold and sold. There's Sarah Watkins. She was in that band Nickel Creek. They have that great album, or something about a lighthouse. Maybe that's the name of the song. What do we have here? The Yeah Yeah Yeahs, $27.99. And we have Nick Drake, Pink Moon. Nick Drake was $22.99. What was the price on Coulter Wall? Somebody already bought that. Matt Shepard's already bought that. Jamie got 21 Pilots. Brent needs to put back Dr. John. Was there somebody back up on Dr. John? There's not. So this is still available, $19.99. Eric Van Leuven on Nick Drake. John Howard on the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Ivan R. next on Nick Drake. And Moon Taxi Cabaret. Moon Taxi is $34.99. Ivan R. next on Nick Drake. Then ST Prince is at $64. Let's put up another auction. Let me figure out what helmet is, because I'm going to be honest. I have not seen a helmet. I know what a helmet looks like. I know the band helmet. I've not seen either a real helmet or an album in here by Helmet yet, so I better start digging. There's Hum, and there's Helmet. Helmet is a 2011 U.S. limited edition red vinyl. This one's called Meantime. I know exactly what this is. It's a 2011 U.S. red vinyl, a $50 start on that, okay? Eric Van Leuven said he will take Dr. John. The Cranberries has a new bid for $45. Prince is at $70. Next is this, Parquet Courts, Wide Awake, sealed, $19.99 with a note from Laura. Laura loves Parquet Courts. That's a 5-heart rating, $19.99. Did I hear Nick Drake? You did. It's already sold. Hope everybody's got eyes and ears. These are going to go fast. The Fugees, The Score, a 2012, $27.99. We also have Titus Andronicus, The Monitor, a punk indie album, a double LP, gatefold. Actually, no, it might be a single LP with a book. No, it's a double. $19.99 on that. Last bid on Cranberries was $45. Prince is at $70, now $73. Helmet has a bid for $50. ST over on YouTube wants Parquet Courts. Ivan R on F for the Fugees. That's sold to Ivan R. Edmund was next, then Mark Weiss, and then Lonnie Jolly. Earth, Wind, and Fire. This is sealed, $24.99. The debut album from 6-time Grammy Award winner, Earth, Wind, and Fire. That is $24.99. Now Prince, which is an 84 OG Club copy. Jason Fornerad has it for $75. That is going once, and that is going twice. Are we done on the Cranberries? Mark Weiss had it for $45. He outbid Jamie Ash. I'm going to make sure Jamie knows he's outbid and make sure he's done. And then Helmet's at $50. Cookies. I'm about to eat a Subway cookie. You must know me very well. I've got one more left over here. My eye is all over it. But first thing is this, which is Ray Sermon, which is a hip-hop trap album from 2016, OG, $29.99. Guess what? The Cranberries are still getting bids. Guess what? Prince is still getting bids. Guess what? Helmet has one bid for $50, and it's about to sell. One bid, $50. It's about to be all she wrote on that one. So if you want to bid, now's the time. All right. Oh boy, what do we have here? A surprise unlike any other. This is signed by 3 members of Def Leppard. Now, the bad problem is if I look this up on JSA, it's not going to tell me their name, so I might need some help. The guy on the far left signed it. He signed it, and he signed it. Now, sometimes I've said, I know at least 2 of these guys' names, no problem. The problem is sometimes they mess me up and they don't sign where they're supposed to. But I actually think they have signed where they're supposed to. So what this is a magazine insert. On the back is Richie Kotzen from Poison. This is a magazine centerfold signed by 3 of the 5 members of Def Leppard at this time. So we have Rick Allen, we have Joe Elliott, and we have the third one there, which on the right is, let me try to figure this out here. We got 1, 2, and 3. I hope all of our Def Leppard people's here. If not, they're going to be like, how could you sell this, Chad, without letting me know? Honestly, I just pulled it out of this board and bag. I forgot what it was. It's already too late. This is signed by Vivian Campbell, Joe Elliott, and Rick Allen. Very cool piece. $95 start. Def Leppard's now going up for bid. $95 start. Let's lay that right over there. Okay, so up at the top, Cranberry's got a new bid for $47 and then $50. And then Prince got a new bid for $79. Amenity says he's done. Cranberry's got another bid for $50, another bid for $55, and another bid for $55, and then another bid for $60. Okay? Def Leppard has a bid for $95. Should be a great price for that, a starting bid. That should be a great price for that. Rick Allen, Joe Elliott, and Vivian Campbell. Okay? Hopefully Sarah Wyberning gets on quickly, and all of our other Def Leppard fanatics. I've got a few people, fanatical Def Leppard fans. 2 records that I'm in some auctions. Vampire Weekend is $22.99, and Oasis, What's the Story? Morning Glory. Oasis is $32.99. Helmet just got 1 bid. It is time to drop the hammer on that. Helmet is sold for $50 to Danzig 35. Thank you on that. The Cranberries is at $65 with Spiky McVeigh. We have Jason Forderat on Vampire Weekend. He was first. Seth, you're fired on Oasis. Mark V's next on Vampire. The sealed Prince. The sealed Prince over here is officially sold to Jason Forderat for $79. Purple Rain. Purple Rain. And then there's the Cranberries. It's at $65 with Spiky McVeigh. Everybody else is out at the moment. The Def Leppard magazine centerfold, signed by 3, is at $95. 1 bid with David Tate. Going once, going twice. Next is Pavement. Wowie Zowie. Pavement is a 2016, $27.99. What is next in the auction department? Holy moly. Let's do Hum. It's been asked about probably 2 to 3,000 times, somewhere right in there. This is a 2013 U.S. limited edition white vinyl. Hum, you'd prefer an astronaut. That's a $55 start. All done on Def Leppard. We're about to sell it. Pavement is sold to ST. That is sold to ST. Pavement is sold. And Justin Timberlake, Future Sex Love Sounds. Timberlake is a double LP, $27.99. And we have Angel Olsen, My Woman. Angel Olsen, $19.99. ST second on Pavement. It was sold to Craig. Matt Shepard on Justin Timberlake. Okay? Cranberries, I need to make a final call. But David Tate, you might have got a great deal on a surprise autograph there. This is sold to you for $95. Def Leppard is sold $95. Okay? That is sold. The last bit on the Cranberries that came in was Spiky McVeigh at $65. I think we're done. We have a 2017 180-gram EX++ near mint minus. It's a final call, and then Hum just got a bid for $55. Def Leppard autograph sold for $95 to David Tate. Sold. David Tate. David Tate. Let's pull an LP from the bonus crate over here. Oh my goodness. How about a bootleg Motley Crue just coming out of nowhere? Motley Crue Quaternary. Quaternary. What? Quaternary. Motley Crue Quaternary is an unofficial, sealed, should be on white vinyl, a $95 start for Motley Crue. That's now what for bid. Craig Thomas, you got Pavement. Was there any other claims in here? There was. Angel Olsen was sold to Jeremy Bryant. Okay? Next thing over here is Nirvana from the Muddy Banks of the Wichita. Nirvana is $27.99. Let's start over here with Cranberries. 2 people have asked what the bid is. It's the final call. David Hoy did go out. Spiky McVeigh has it for $65. Hum is a 2013 white vinyl. 2013 white vinyl, 1 bid for $55. Motley Crue is at $100 with Johnny Hancock. Ron Duffield gets Nirvana. That's sold to Ron Duffield. Matt Nichols second. I can order those new if anybody wants on a waiting list. Wire, a 2006 reissue, $24.99 for Pink Flag. Wire, $24.99. Hum has a new bid for $59. And Cardi B, Privacy Invasion of Privacy. This is $24.99. Melty on Wire. That is sold to Melty. Cardi B sold to Mark Vise. That is sold. And we have something here called Mac DeMarco, another one. Mac DeMarco is $39.99, a limited edition olive green vinyl, and it comes with a turntable slip mat and poster, $39.99. Michael Snare next on Wire. Spiky McVeigh, you do get the cranberries. That is sold to you for $65. That is sold to you. Hum is getting new bids. It's at $63. ST gets Mac DeMarco. Motley Crue has one bid for $100. That's an unofficial pressing of Quaternary. That's at $100. Going a once and going a twice. Let me see what's over here in my pile of signed stuff. What was this? Aha. Okay, next is Armored Saint. This is a DVD that's autographed by Armored Saint. A Trip Through Red Times, 1982-1990. JSA authenticated, signed by 4. Should be the full lineup there. Armored Saint is JSA authenticated. It's a signed DVD. Let me make sure. This might be a big portion of the value. DVD looks good to go. JSA signed on the front of the DVD case. $35 start on that. Okay. Slayer South of Heaven. I can put you on a waiting list for that. Yes. No problem. This is Grimes Art Angels. Grimes is $24.99 with all 7 art prints. Laura loves Grimes. A 3-heart rating. $24.99 for Grimes. And Rum Sodomy and the Lash, the Pogues. The Pogues is a 2015 reissue, $17.99. Hum is between 2 people, Sean and Jason. Jason has it for $69. Motley Crue is sold to John McPatriot for $100. The signed Armored Saint DVD is at $35. And over here, we have... there was one other question, or maybe there's something. Oh, Mike Brangle, your bid came in late on the cranberries, unfortunately. I think you've got a heck of a delay. By the time you asked, it was almost another 2 minutes, and then I sold it, and then your bid has come in 2 minutes later, so, or maybe even more. This is pretty cool here. This is a box set of the Cars. I love the front of it. The Cars, the electric years, 78 to 87. It is all on colored vinyl, too, which I don't know any other way their bids or their vinyl releases doesn't come through on colored vinyl. So this is the Cars, yellow vinyl, green vinyl, red vinyl. Actually, I think it's yellow, red, green, orange, aqua, pink. So it's all on colored vinyl, the Cars. Everything's EX or better. LPs 3 and 4 have spine splits right there. So 2 of them have spine splits, $165 start. John McPatriot says, I didn't win a Motley Crue on anything. Okay, who bid on the Motley Crue then? Johnny Hancock, not John McPatriot. 850 Johnny. 850 Johnny got the Motley Crue for $100, okay? Not John McPatriot. That went to Johnny Hancock. I got my Johns mixed up, okay? Hum, $69. And then Hum, $75. Mike Brangle on the Pogues, and Cars has a bid for $165. Craig Thomas says give the Pavement record to the next person, which was ST. ST, if you're still watching, you're going to be getting the Pavement. That is sold to ST instead of Craig Thomas. Now, just FYI, earlier when Jake was taking over my system, he was working on something remote. He is doing some software, okay? So y'all's handles will be filtered with your real name. Most of the time, when y'all get an invoice and there's a mistake, it's because we are now up into the thousands and thousands of handles and names, and it is very difficult for our staff to keep up with. Some of y'all have a different handle on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and X. And so they have spreadsheets and documents. So Jake has done something really cool to filter your handle that's going to show your actual name. He should be done with it by tomorrow. And if you've been anonymous, it's going to be like the same anonymous handle for everything. Like if I say ST, this is going to be ST, regardless of where he's commenting. If it's Mortgage Guy Rob and he's also commenting on Facebook, it's going to filter to that. Because I think there's been, like what just happened, it happens a lot, and then it gets mistagged, and then it gets misinvoiced, and then Ed has to fix it, and then it gets shipped to the wrong person before it's fixed, and then nobody gets their records, and everybody's mad at me. So that's the only way, because there's way too many handles for, it's just very complex to keep up with. So, and that's also step 2 to help us invoice this stuff faster. We got to work on that. Now, the first person on the Pogues was Mortgage Guy Rob. He put Pogues, and then Mike Brangle was next, okay? There's that. I think we're done. If anybody wants to sign Armored Saint, $35. Hum is still getting bids. Now it's done. This is sold to Sean Miller for $75. The Cars is at $195 of Jason Fornerat. Everything in here is sticker price, new stuff that Laura marked today. Whole, live through this. Whole is a 2016, $24.99. Black Sabbath Hoss gets the Armored Saint DVD for $35. That was a great buy on that. Now the Cars is at $200. Also in here, we have Fleet Foxes Crack Up. Fleet Foxes was sealed for $24.99. Whole is sold to Bradley Smith. And Dylan McDonald and the Avians Out from the Door. This is $9.99. And we also have Towns Van Zandt live at the Old Quarter, $49.99. A Newberry Comics exclusive, sealed on colored vinyl. Okay? Sealed on colored vinyl. Next thing over here is Cars at $200. And then Bradley Smith got Whole. Brain Toss was second. Then Ron Duffield. And then we have Cars at $210. And this is Coplay, $22.99. It does have a corner ding back here. Milo Uxlow Oto, Coplay. Okay? Was Saint fully signed, JSA. Armored Saint has 4 signatures, JSA authenticated. It has 4 signatures, JSA authenticated. So did Danny Thomason for $35. I'm going to put it over here with the other stuff. Moving on. We have Coplay sold to Jeff Mallwitz. Lewis Kulik was next. And Sinead O'Connor. I do not want what I haven't got. Sinead O'Connor is $22.99. Lewis Kulik next. And Towns Van Zandt sold to JetBlue 004. That's sold to her. That's sold TVZ to JetBlue 004. Nick Drake Pink Moon, I can order that. If anybody's interested in a copy of Nick Drake Pink Moon, I can order that. If you don't know, that's a very rare and sought after OG pressing. The one that was in the bin was a pre-owned copy. I'm going to look it up right now because ever since I've said the word Nick Drake, there's been some people say, holy crap, I step away 1 second to go walk my dog and you sell an all-time grail. Yeah, new copies of Nick Drake, if I can order them, should be over here in stock. I can get 5 Leaves Left. I can get Brighter Later. I get Pink Moon. The reason those are in print and the reason that they keep them in print, because the OG copies are rare and highly desirable. I mean, that's something that somebody would like cut somebody over. So be careful when you're out in public and you know that you're going to go buy a Nick Drake record. You could get ambushed, so be careful. They are sometimes available in print. I'm checking right now. If anybody wants me to order a new copy, I can put you on a wait list. 2 of my distributors are sold out. The only thing in stock by Nick Drake right now is 5 Leaves Left. Sinead O'Connor is sold to Jason Fornerat. And then over here, the Cars over here. The Cars over here is sold to Travis Woods for $210. The Towns Van Zandt was live at Old Quarter, Houston, Texas. Newberry Comics exclusive clear vinyl, $49.99. Okay, there's that and there's that. And we also have this right here. This is something. This is Sayer, $14.99. Sayer Electronic Indie, $14.99. Okay? Now, When Chris Blackwell sold Island Records to David Geffen, he included a clause in the contract saying Nick Drake's album had to stay in print forever. That's probably a good thing, because if they weren't in print, OGs would be 5 times the price. They're very, I don't think we've ever had but a few come through here. And of course, Paul's a fan, so there you have it. We got Television Marquee Moon. Television Marquee Moon, a limited edition, 1500 magenta vinyl, Newberry Comics exclusive, limited to 1500 on magenta vinyl, sealed. Television, that's a $35 start. The Yassayer is sold to Alan Smith, and over here we have the National, Trouble Will Find Me. The National is $24.99, so I can't get Pink Moon, it's out of stock. Brighter Later, out of stock, but I can get a copy of 5 Leaves Left. That's the only thing available to order right now from him. Okay, next auction is going to go up right now from the bonus crate. From the bonus crate, I'm going to put up an icon. Oh man, we had a couple the other night from the first bonus crate. How about another one from the second bonus crate? This is Icon, Night of the Crime. They really need to reissue this artist catalog. Man, an 85 USOG Capital Press EX edition, $40 start on that. $40 start on that. Adam Bernardi on the National. Alan Smith was next. Then back to the turntable. And we have Franz Ferdinand, The Human Fear. Franz Ferdinand is $24.99. How much is Hard Day's Night? $7,500. $7,500. $7,500. All right. Now, give me 1 second on this. Okay. Next signed item is Zach Sabbath. I'm going to make sure I had everything right here. Zach Sabbath, signed by Zach Wild and 3 other members of his band. Fully signed, Fairies Wear Boots. Zach Wild and Zach Sabbath, JSA authenticated, $175 start. $175 start. That is now up for bid, okay? $175 start. Let's go ahead and do the National. The National was, can you double check the National? This was sold to Adam Bernardi. Adam Bernardi got the National, then Alan Smith, and then back to the turntable. It was Adam Bernardi, Alan Smith, and back to the turntable. Okay? That's the way it fell on my monitor. And then I have Them Vibes Electric Fever, $24.99. And Paramore, After Laughter. Paramore is on black and white marble vinyl with a note from Laura. Laura loves Paramore, $24.99. Television is at $40 with Michael Thrower. Icon is at $40 of Chris Martin. Zach Sabbath is signed, $175 start for that 7-inch single. Going once, going twice. No bid yet. Mark Weiss on Paramore. Jason Forderat was next, okay? Now, 1 second, please. All right, here we go. We're ready to read through these again, I think. Great first crate from Laura. As usual, almost everything is done. On the auction block. I'm about to read through these again. I got 3 more vintage crates. Trying to get laser focused. My brain is jumping around all over the place, as usual. I'm going to read through these one more time in these auctions in just a second, and I'm going to tell you everything about everything on the back wall, okay? Now, I have Howlin' Wolf, Moaning in the Moonlight. Howlin' Wolf is a 2011 reissue mono, $24.99. Sarah Watkins, Nickel Creek Sarah Watkins is sealed, $34.99. 180-gram audio quality vinyl includes the complete album on CD. And then we have Moon Taxi Cabaret, and Moon Taxi is $34.99. Cool pressing here of Television, Marquee Moon, the Newberry Comics on Magenta, and that was sold to Michael Thrower. He put Television, $40. Icon, one bid. Chris Martin, $40, sold. And if anybody wants Zach Sabbath, signed by Zach Wild and Band, I guess you could just say signed by Zach Sabbath, that's $175. And I'm going to put that right over here, okay? Let's put up another auction. We've had a lot of requests for some of these still. I've got Talking Heads, Outcast, The Ineffable Truth. I've got this, I got this, I got that, I got Vines, I got this. And let's go ahead and put up this Pearl Jam. And then let's go ahead and put up the Killers, okay? So I have Pearl Jam live at Wrigley Field. Let's Play 2. This is a 2017 USOG sealed, $25 start for Pearl Jam. Next is the Killers, Day and Age. This is a 2008 USOG with poster, foil holographic record, VG Plus, $20 start. The poster is foil holographic, I should say, not the record. Okay? Neil Young going up very soon. In the back, there's 5 buying opportunities. First on the left, Taylor Swift Red, the ACM promo, $3,000. Now, I know Mark Fallon's going to want a bundle deal on all these, so I better give the details correctly. Taylor Swift is not signed. I wish. You could double that price probably. Red, ACM promo, $3,000. In the middle is a signed copy of Animals. The man who signed it goes by the name Roger Waters. It is signed by Roger Waters in gold paint pen, full letter from JSA, $975. On the right of that is a signed USOG of the Beatles' Hard Day's Night, signed by Sir Paul McCartney, $7,500. To the right of Sir Paul is Ozzy Osbourne, signed by Zach Wild as well, older signature. Also signed by Randy Castillo, $1,275. Okay? That's the platinum wall right now. Probably the last night it's going to be up there, and then I'm going to replace it with sellable records. And then I've been selling Shirley Eaton Bond Girl from Goldfinger, signed 4x6s. We've sold 3 tonight for $29. They're $29, okay? Killers, Pearl Jam. Killers 20, Pearl Jam 32, Pearl Jam 35, Pearl Jam 35. Zach Sabbath is at 150 with Chris Frazier. And the Killers at 25. Chris Frazier, Zach Sabbath is sold to you for $150. Thank you, and that's being put away. Sold for $150. Done. We're halfway through recapping this lore crate. We still got Sarah Watkins. We got Moon Taxi and Howlin' Wolf. We have Titus Andronicus, The Monitor. Titus Andronicus is a punk indie record, $19.99. Earth, Wind, and Fire, sealed, $24.99. $29.99 for Ray Sermond, S-R-E-M-M-U-R-D. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Grimes Art Angels, with all 7 of the art prints that came with it, $24.99. Fleet Foxes Crack Up. Fleet Foxes is sealed, $29.99. Dylan McDonald and the Avians, Out from the Door, $9.99. Franz Ferdinand, The Human Fear, $24.99. And Them Vibes, Electric Fever, $24.99. Pearl Jam is at $45 with Sean Miller. Killers is at $35 with Wes Wilt. Okay. Next is Alan Smith on Fleet Foxes. Sold to Alan Smith. my crate is officially full. Let's bring over a new crate of vintage pre-owned. Let's bring over a new empty crate to fill up. And we're ready for more just absolute chaos. Hope y'all ready. The Earth, Wind, and Fire was self-titled, a 2016 press. This album originally came out in 1971. We don't get that one very often. Pearl Jam's at 47. Now it's at 48. The Killer's at 35. We're ready for some new auctions. Okay. Let's see if John just had 1 or 2 check condition crates. There's our next crate. There's our 3rd crate. And let me see what this other one is. Okay, what shall we do? Let's go through this one. This crate is going to be buy it now or best offer. Okay? All right. The title on Fleet Foxes. Let me go see right quick. Title on Fleet Foxes. That record was called Crack Up. Adam Minardi does want the Earth, Wind, and Fire sold to you. All right. Okay. Everybody ready? I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. Okay. We go grab something to drink. I think you can message the page through Facebook, or you can email us through the website. But I think it's physically impossible. I think it's physically impossible to pay an invoice twice. I could be wrong, but I think it's impossible to pay an invoice twice. But Ed will take care of you tomorrow. Okay? Any silver. Not tonight. The only thing I have is 1 ounce gold. I have 1 ounce gold, and that's it. We should be getting a lot of silver by tomorrow. I'll have plenty, hopefully for everybody. Unless somebody literally drops like $80,000 in one night. And whoever does that will get a boat horn, not an air horn. Because that's about how much we have on the way. Sorry, I had to pour out a drink. If we're going to finish this sale in high altitude, I am out of Monsters. I ordered 5 cases. I bought 4 at the gas station last night. I've already drunk them all. They have been dranked and drunked. And I'm on Diet Coke tonight. I'm on the Coke. And there's only one way I can drink this, and that's ice cold. And you hear me scooping ice right now. So sorry for the delay, but it's something that had to be done, okay? Sorry, it's been 5 minutes since I've shown a record, but I have to do this. Otherwise, I'm going to be uncomfortable for about the next 2 hours. Y'all have got the luxury of sitting on your couch. I'm over here grinding, trying to get all this stuff in front of y'all every night. So, yeah, I think it's impossible to pay an invoice twice back to the turntable. So I think if anybody messed up, it could be somebody, something on your bank side. But yeah, you can't pay an invoice twice on Square. The reason I said that, because I've never heard that, and we have sent out a lot of invoices. I figured somebody would have already done that once. Okay. Sorry for the delay. We're about to go right over here. We have Pearl Jam at $71. Amenities is out. That's a final call. The Killers was already a final call, and the Killers is sold to West Wilt for $35. Sorry for the delay. Here we go. Next auction's Talking Heads. This is the Record Store Day version on red vinyl, and it's sealed. Record Store Day red vinyl, $50 start on that, okay? There's that. And then we have Lone Justice. Lone Justice is $14.99. Lone Justice. Leo Kottke, and this is $9.99. These are all buy it now, best offer. Lone Justice, Lee Kottke. Earth, Wind & Fire, and this is sealed with hop sticker and original, $19.99. Pearl Jam, Tim Vigario, I'm going to make sure you say pass. Sean Miller has it for $71. Elvis Presley, His Hand in Mine. This is a mid-70s, early mid-70s, actually around 71 to 73 orange label. That's $19.99. And then Kottke is sold to Adam Bernardi for $7, okay? There's that. Now, for anybody new, like Back to the Turntable or anybody else, I promise you, if you ever have a message trying to communicate to me right now is an absolute lost cause. It's just going to get lost in the chat, and Ed is going to have no idea that we're trying to solve your invoice right now. So the best thing I can tell you, the most efficient way, is if you've reached out to him, you'll get taken care of. If you're letting me know right now, it could honestly probably make it worse. So just make sure you've reached out to Ed. Email through the store website, very easy to find. Send a Facebook message, give him a day, and he'll try to fix it or work with you. Other than that, if you're telling me right now, you might as well be telling it to your dog, because if I get back there and try to, obviously I can't fix it right now, and I can't fix it tonight because it would screw Ed up, and then he would be hitting me in the back of the head with a hatchet. And then I'd be dead, and we wouldn't be able to do this anymore. We don't want that to happen. This is Neil Young, Crazy Horse, live at the Fillmore, the Palace pressing. I think this was the first time Neil had officially released this. Over here, the Palace sticker, $35 start. That's now up for bid, okay? Let's go back to the top, and here is what's going on. We had sold Leo Kottke for $7. Earth, Wind & Fire is also sold Adam Bernardi for $12. This is the first time going through these buy it now best offer. Pearl Jam is sold to Sean Miller for $71. And then over here, Talking Heads is a $50 start, no bid. Neil Young is at $35. That's the first bid is with Craig, going once, going twice. Justin Hayward, you may know him from the Moody Blues, songwriter. That's $9.99. And we have the Guess Who Road Food. The Guess Who is $16.99. Welcome all first-time buyers. There may be somebody watching right now that wants to make a first-time purchase. I promise it's not as complicated as it's making as it sounds like it is in the chat right now. We do send out hundreds and hundreds of invoices, so every once in a while we got 4 or 5 mistakes, which if we've messed one record up, that could cause somebody else's to be messed up. So we do have a lot of problems we fix on Mondays. It's just the nature of selling thousands of auctions untagged up until they get tagged by a human. And also, I'm a madman on crack, so there's no telling what I say. I could say incorrect information and screw up the whole thing. So people watch me every night, make sure I don't screw up. That's on y'all, okay? If I mess up, it's y'all's fault, not mine. That's on y'all, okay? It's never my fault. We have Rockabye Baby, lullaby renditions of Fleetwood Mac. This is a 2015 OG Record Store Day. So this is lullabies set to Fleetwood Mac. Very cool. Fleetwood Mac set to lullabies. It also has a mini coloring book for your little rascal to color while he's listening to Fleetwood Mac, and that's a $25 start, okay? Next thing over here, we have Kiss. We have Neil Young. We got a question about Kiss, another question about Kiss. Neil Young's at $45. Nobody bid on Talking Heads. This is a buy it now for $50. It's the 2018 Record Store Day, red vinyl, $50 on Talking Heads, okay? Neil Young is at $45 with Nick Bargeron. Lullabies has a bid for $25. What is next? We're about to find out. This, bid, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Boy, if you don't have this in your collection, I feel sorry for you. $34.99. That's a mid-70s press, it looks like. Very clean, though. $34.99 on that. Also, we have New Riders. This is $14.99. New Riders of Purple Sage. This is Gypsy Cowboy, $14.99. We are low stock on Kiss. That's why there's only been 2 auctions and they've already sold. If we had Kiss Night tonight, it would be 3 copies of Destroyer, 3 copies of Love Gun, 3 copies of Alive, 3 copies of Alive 2, 3 copies of Dynasty. You know, I think that would drive some people insane. We got a lot of other stuff to get to, like Randy Travis, Always and Forever, $24.99. All the Tim McGraws are sold. First thing is Neil Young at $55. Are we done on this Lullabies? Mark Weiss has it for $25, and Jerry Jeff Riding High, $19.99 for Jerry Jeff, and the Doobie Brothers Toulouse Street. The Doobie Brothers Toulouse Street is $14.99. So New Riders has, is that in, okay, yeah, New Riders has an offer and a claim. Adam, it's yours for $14.99. If not, it's sold to Jazz Grog, okay? So let's put that right over here. The last bid on Neil Young was Craig. I think that's Craig. C. Craig 007 at $55. Sean Miller, it's up to you. Frank Galina's out. The Lullabies here just had one bid. That's sold to Mark Weiss for $25. Adam will take New Riders at sticker price. And we have Tex Ritter, Songs of the Golden West. We sold his autograph earlier, 2 of them. Here's an album, $14.99. Neil Young's at $56. And Julian Lennon, The Secret Value of Daydreaming. Julian Lennon's $9.99. The Everly Brothers, Greatest Hits Volume 3, $9.99. Randy Travis, I must have not set a price. Randy Travis is $24.99. David Tate asked, then Michelle Clements. Neil Young has a new bid for $56. Our next auction is The Doors. LA Woman. This one's really cool. It even has the Love Her Madly hype sticker, which I think originally came on the shrink wrap or cellophane, and somebody put it on the jacket, but that's cool. They kept it. This is a 71 OG. One Way to Know is by, is this? Yeah, so One Way to Know is by the window, the die-cut window. So let me show you what I'm talking about. The first pressings of this had kind of an interactive cover, had this window cover here. Very cool. The Doors, LA Woman, Riders on the Storm. That's a $30 start. That's up for bid. Over here, this is a buy it now best offer. Everything in here, buy it now best offer. New vintage stuff like Live Catfish featuring Bob Hodge. That's $29.99. And Traffic, when the eagle flies. Traffic's $19.99. And Charlie Rich's Greatest Hits, $9.99. All right, Sean Miller gets the Neil Young for $56. There's already a bid on the Doors for $30. I think it's time for me to pull something over here from the, quote, bonus crate. Right in the middle of it. How about another Prince record, $19.99. Prince is a 1982 USOG specialty press, EX Plus condition. And Prince is a $25 start. Okay, Doors 30, now 35. We have Sunnyland Slim, Sad and Lonesome. That's $24.99. There is some discoloration on the back of the jacket. Silverchair is already sold. This is on Jewel Records, and it's $24.99. $24.99. Also, we have Richard Thompson, Strict Tempo, traditional modern tunes for all occasions. That's $34.99. And over here, we have John Lee Hooker, No Dancing. John Lee Hooker is $44.99. Has the original ABC Dunhill inner sleeve. And this is really clean for John Lee Hooker. $44.99, okay? Doors 35, Doors 36, Doors 44, Todd Saw and Charlie Rich. Prince 25, Prince 25, and Rufus featuring Shaka Khan. That's $9.99. Devious John gets the Randy Travis for $20. That's sold to him. Denise gets the Tex Ritter for $12. That is sold to her. And we have Luther Vandross, Power of Love. Luther Vandross is a 1991, $34.99. This has the rich winter sleeve. Luther Vandross, $34.99. The Doors is at $40, then $44, and then John Lee Hooker is sold to George Sheriff for $38, and the next bid on Prince was $26 after two $25 bids. Okay, next thing I have is, let's see here. As far as signed stuff, I'm looking. I think we already showed some of those. I'm going to have to go up front and get another handful, but before I do that, I don't know a lot about this. Let me see who, Lenny K and the Flesh Tones. And this is JSC Authenticated. $15 start. Lenny K and the Flesh Tones, Lost on Xanadu, orange vinyl, signed and JSC authenticated. $15 start on that. John Lee Hooker 38, that was an offer I took. And the last bid on the doors was amenities at 44. Back to the turntable, you're out. The last bid on Prince that came in was Larry Gonzalez at 26. So Nick Bargeron, you're out, just FYI. Everything in here is bought now, best offer. And is my father on there? Des Dance for Father, not on this one. Also over here, we have Richard Davis dealing. That is $149.99. Whoa, I've had this before. Richard Davis dealing, then that's in phenomenal condition. $149.99 on that one. Okay, and then next thing, are you able to get complete set of the 1G Silver GPX cards price and wait list? 1 ounce GPK. The doors, we got a couple questions. The first one is, does the doors have the crucifix image on the inner sleeve? I missed it if you did. You're referred to this right here. It does, yes. It's a complete original OG. The sleeve is around VG, vinyl's VG plus, and the last bid on this was amenities at $44. Prince is at 27 with Joe Castillo, and then LK for 15. LK for 15 was the Lenny K. That's got a bid with Gerald Whitworth for $15, okay? There's that, and then was there something else? Danny, there's a couple abbreviations there I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what JPK stands for. Your abbreviations get me sometimes. Days of Future Past, $19.99. Nights in White Satin, $19.99 on that. And Bay City Rollers, Rock and Roll Love Letter, that's $9.99. And the best of Jimmy Reed, that is $29.99. That's a shrink wrap, 2LP GNP Crescendo, $29.99 on that. Also, we have the Miles Davis Quintet, Art Blake and the Jazz Messengers, a Holland release, $19.99. Clifford Umstead on the classic Moody Blues. For some reason, I hadn't seen that in a while. Prince has a new bid for $30. So Joe Castillo, you've been outbid. I'm going to make sure Charlie DeFrank doesn't want to bid on the doors. And if not, we got to go ahead and sell it. Wow. Timeout. Dave Brubeck, $24.99 on a beautiful Columbia 2i. That seems like a steal. Nice jacket. $24.99. And then the Horace Silver Quintet, Donald Byrd, Hank Mobley, Doug Watkins, $24.99. Where's our jazz buyers at? Coming out of nowhere. Y'all should be snatching these up faster than you can see straight. And then over here we have the Highest Mountain, Clifford Jordan, and the Magic Triangle, $34.99. This is, wow, also extremely nice, $34.99. Now, there's been claims offers. I think the best thing to do on these is just say their sticker price, especially on Clifford Jordan, Horace Silver, Dave Brubeck, and the Miles Davis. So who was first on this? First person on this was Adam Bernardi. If you want this, Adam, it's $19.99. You have dibs. Okay, next is Prince, got a bid for $31. And then Art over here, that was this one. Same thing, amenity, you're next, it's $19.99. And then Jazz Grog on silver. Horace Silver sold to Jazz Grog at sticker. Adam Bernardi was second. Jazz Grog also got Clifford Jordan. He was first on that. Samuel Kopich was first on Dave Brubeck. Amenities next on Clifford Jordan. Gabe was next making an offer. Adam Bernardi does get the Miles Davis. Everything else sold. Wow, is there any more stuff in there like this? First thing is the doors, though. Let's go ahead and get this sold. The doors is sold up here to Amenities, and that is sold to him for $44. Okay? Let's tag that and put it away. I think Joe Castillo was the last bidder on Prince. Michelle's out, and this was $31. Final call. Lenny K over here is sold for $15 to Gerald Whitworth. Let's go back through all those jazz records. Note to viewers, I think if there's another pristine jazz album that pops up, you might want to just go ahead and say, I'll take it. Kind of like Kramer when they made him an offer on his mocha frappes, you know, his cafe lattes. He just jumped up and said he'll take it. Horace Silver. Horace Silver was sold to Jazz Grog at sticker price. Clifford Jordan was sold to Jazz Grog at sticker price. Dave Brubeck, Eric Van Leuven was first. Eric Van Leuven was first on timeout. He threw a challenge flag and he won. He was ahead by about 6 different line items ahead of Samuel Kopich. Miles Davis, Art Blakey, sold to Adam Bernardi at sticker price. And then there's the doors auction. Okay, final call on Prince. Next is Lee Hazelwood, Houston. 1967 sealed, unopened, $44.99. Our next auction is going to go up right now. Rockabye Baby, Lullaby renditions of Pearl Jam. 2013 OG Record Store Day, yellow marble vinyl, $20 start on that one. Next is Them featuring Van Morrison. It's a 2 LP compilation, $39.99. These are all buy it now best offer. I Am the Blues, Willie Nixon, a 1970 Pittman, $49.99. Wow, that was super clean. I don't know where these came from, but some of them are really nice. The Best of Lightning Hopkins, $19.99. And the Jazz Makers, The Blues of Lonnie Johnson, flip back cover, Australia, $29.99, Swaggy Records. Let's pull something over here from the bonus crate. What's over here in the bonus crate? And that is a Metallica, Saint Anger, Walmart exclusive, orange vinyl, sealed, never been opened, a double LP, a $55 start, now up for bid. Next is Lullabies, has one bid for 20, now 21. Michael Butler on Lightning Hopkins, sold to MB 90257. Next is Hooker, John Lee Hooker, Black Snake, a double LP, $39.99. And The Art of Rashawn Roland Kirk, the Atlantic Years, that is $26.99, okay? Last bid on Prince that came in was the final call and sold to Joe Castillo for $31. The Lullabies over here has bids for 20, 21, and now 25. And that last $25 bid was with Mark Weiss, which means a mortgage I robbed, you've been outbid. Metallica is sealed on orange vinyl, $55 start. Amenities on Makers for 23. The Jazz Makers. Nobody else on this one? It doesn't look like it. Sold to Amenities for $23. Slim for $20. Slim. No Slim in here. If you're talking about, I'm not for sure what that was. Isaac Hayes, and once again, $19.99 for Isaac Hayes. Doug Salmon Band. That's a 73 Presswell press. $49.99 for Doug Salmon Band. And Tiger B. Smith, Were the Tiger Bunch. This is $19.99. Slim must be further back. Okay. That must be Sunnyland Slim. That's sold to Michael Butler for 20. Lullaby has a bid for 26, 27, 27, 28. Willie Dixon was 49. And Lonnie Smith, Thank. 1968, $64.99. Has some cover, sticker cover damage and a sticker right there too. Our next auction, I still got Outcast and the Infable Truth, the Infable to the something. And then what is this crazy thing with the bird? This looks familiar. Yeah, Widespread Panic, Till the Medicine Takes. Widespread Panic, 2019, first time on vinyl. It was a 20th anniversary edition. They did 3,000, a wickedly cool jacket, box set, slipcase. Widespread Panic, $75 start. Okay, now we had Lullaby at 26, 27, 28. Willie Dixon was 49. Hayes sold to Joe Salamo. Lullaby's 29. What is the John Lee Hooker? That's John Lee Hooker, John Lee Hooker, Black Snake, a double LP, $39.99. And then Lullaby 30. Mark Olson on Lee. And Lee was Lee Hazelwood, the sealed 67 press. Is that right, Mark? Lullaby 33. Dixon 38. Lullaby 35. Lullaby 37. Lullaby 40. Widespread 75. So we have an offer on this beautiful I Am the Blues, Willie Dixon, which is a 1970. I think this was originally on a Columbia 2i, so this is more like a mid-70s press. It's in phenomenal condition, and I will sell this to you for $42. All you got to do is say sold, and it is yours. That's all you got to do. That crate is worthy of another fast but furious read-through again. The Lullaby record is with Mark Weiss at 40. Metallica's a no-bid buy it now, which is $55 on orange vinyl. Let's put that right over there. Very cool. Tim Vergara gets John Lee Hooker. Widespread Panic has one bid for $75. Let's move that right over here. And Hooker is already sold. Y'all probably, there's some great stuff still left in this crate. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. I'm back. I feel better. Lullaby sold. Mark V's for $40. Widespread Panic has two bids, 78, 78, and now 85. Or two new bids, I should say. We still have, let me read all the auctions. Whiskey Myers is still available, but there's an asterisk next to it because it's signed and it requires further information. But I still got for sure Outcast, that other record I can't spit out. Jeff the Brotherhood, The Vines, and I'm going to go ahead and knock out the other rock lullaby record, okay? Rockabye Baby, lullaby renditions of David Bowie. Record Store Day white vinyl, $20 start. I also got Duran Duran, Devo, Dolly, Dolly, Dolly. Sounds like we need to do a Dolly too. Let's do Bargain Store. That one's always been tough to get. And I still got a whole crate of bonus stuff. A 1975 OG. And it's a gold stamp promo. But something to note about this is there is no white label promo that is known of this release. So there never has been a white label promo. If there is, there's never been one keyed into Discogs. So if it was found, it would be very rare. Dolly's a $25 start, okay? There we have it. There's only been a few no bids tonight. Mostly autographs that have been kind of just surprises. Only two albums. Talking Heads sealed, Record Store Day red vinyl 50. Metallica sealed, orange vinyl Walmart exclusive 55. And then just a few autographs. We've sold most of them. Signed check from Andy Griffith, $95. Signed Roy Rogers, Bob Nolan, $75. Jim Arness, Marshall, Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke, $125. And Ken Curtis, Festus from Gunsmoke. And those are matted and ready to be framed. $125 each on James Arness and the other guy. You know, the other guy. Widespread Panic's at $90. Lullaby's at $30. That bid came with Mark V's. Laura just dropped off another crate. That's fantastic news. And we're about to read through this one again. And then there's two more John crates like this after this one. So I'm about to kick it into high gear. Hope everybody's ready. Hopefully you don't have any plans tonight. I have Lone Justice for $14.99. Elvis, His Hand in Mine, a orange capo label. Don't see that label's off to $19.99. Justin Hayward's $9.99. The Guess Who Road Food, $16.99. Crosby, Stills, and Nash is $34.99. Jerry Jeff Riding High, $19.99. The Doobie Brothers Toulouse Street. This was on a weird label. It's on a green. That's a look, just looks different than most. But either way, it might be a club edition. $14.99. Also, Julian Lennon, $9.99. The Everly Brothers Greatest Hits Volume 2. That's $9.99. Live Catfish featuring Bob Hodge, $29.99. Traffic When the Eagle Flies, $19.99. Richard Thompson, Strict Tempo, $34.99. Rufus featuring Shaka Khan, $9.99. Luther Vandross was $34.99. Power of Love, and that's a 1991 pressing. Richard Davis Dealing with Marvin Peterson, Clifford Jordan, David Spinoza, Paul Griffin, and Freddie Watts. Freddie Waits, a 1974, $149.99, $149.99. Bay City Rollers Rock and Roll Love Letter, $9.99. The Best of Jimmy Reed, a 2 LP compilation in shrink, $29.99. The Bet or Them featuring Van Morrison, a compilation with Gloria and Here Comes the Night and Little Girl. Those are all great songs. $39.99. Van Morrison's first band. The Art of Roshan Roland Kirk, a Roland Kirk 2 LP compilation, $26.99. Luther, this is a EX or better crate, EX Plus or better. So I think when I looked at Luther earlier, he was, yeah, he's near mint minus. Really high grade. Van Morrison, Them and Van Morrison, I think is nice, but the cover has quite a bit of wear on it. Probably a VG cover. And that's clean. EX or better. Doug Sam, $49.99. Tiger B. Smith. Derek Clark wanted to see this closer. Tiger B. Smith is on Janus Records. It's clean, and it's $19.99. Lonnie Smith Think, a 1968 press. Blue Note, $64.99. And I Am the Blues, Willie Nixon, $49.99. And I've already told somebody I would do 42 on it. We already had an offer on 38. I was holding a premium on it just due to the fact it was really high grade. Usually they're kind of beat, even for mid-70s presses. Okay, now, first thing is this. The last bid on Lullaby was 50. Vlodder checks out, final call. Dolly did not get a bid. So Dolly is a buy it now for just $25, a gold stamp promo, high-grade copy of Bargain Store. Now, way up here at the top, I had an offer on Metallica from Alan Hagen for $45. Sold to Alan Hagen for $45. Then I had an offer on Talking Heads for $35. Sold to Bradley Smith. Okay, Amenities is claiming the Richard Davis record. Nice. This is sold to Amenities. $149.99. Joe Salamone on the Bay City Rollers for $7. Nice. Travis offered $25 for Luther, $30 for Them. He says he wants Luther if it's passes. So here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and sell you Them for $30, and I guess I'll counter at Luther because we had somebody else said they would take it as sticker. So $34 on this if you want it. If you pass, it goes to Troy Robinson. I've not sold anything from John Anderson yet. Dolly, surprisingly, a no bid, $25. Widespread Panic is Widespread Panic till the medicine takes. The last bid on Widespread Panic was Matt Lawson at $96. The Lullabies are sold to Mark Weiss for $50, and Travis does take Luther at sticker price. We need at least one more auction. We're about to go through this lore crate. This should be insane. The problem with John Anderson is I'm trying to figure out, are you sure there's a John Anderson record? I'm going to read everything left in the advertised, and then I'm going to put up some bonus crate stuff so I can catch y'all's attention. There's Outcast. There's this record that's definitely not John Anderson. G. Jones, The Infable Truth. It's got too many letters and syllables for me. Jeff, The Brotherhood. The Vines. Duran Duran. Devo, Dolly, and this last record, I'll go ahead and put it up because I just don't know, is Pearl Jam. Nice. I didn't realize this was Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is live at the Orpheum Theater. 2018 limited edition, $35 start. Widespread Panic is done. That is sold to Matt Lawson for $96. No more Lullabies tonight. I don't know if we have any more stashed in the new stuff. That'd be a question from Laura. Of course, she probably doesn't know either. She may, because I don't think they've probably not flipped through everything in that collection yet. Let's do a bonus crate pull. And the bonus crate pull is, let's do something kind of from the middle. They're always sorted from highest to cheapest. Man, the middle of the crate's got great stuff in it. Here, this is always necessary. Whitesnake. Whitesnake 87 is an 87 OG. EX or better. Original under sleeve, $25 start. Okay? Pearl Jam 35, Whitesnake 25. John Anderson was in the hype sticker. Let me phone a friend, and my friend in the back is Laura. And I'm going to phone Laura and ask her, and I'm going to be pulling up the hype pictures and figure out what the John Anderson was. Okay, I'm looking. Not in that picture. I'm not saying it y'all weren't right. I'm saying that I just don't think it's up here. This one. There must have been something wrong with it. That record is not up here. So I'll phone Laura. There could be something wrong with it. If it is, it's invisible. It's invincible. All right, let me flip through this crate. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let me catch my breath. Hope you're all ready for this. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, and then there's after this one, there's still 2 more crates. John Anderson is warped. PSA coming across the loudspeaker. John Anderson is warped. We'll go up a different night after we can repair it. It's got to go through the warper machine, the de-warper. Pearl Jam, no bid, final call for $35. White Snake 25, White Snake 30, White Snake 27, White Snake 30, White Snake 32, White Snake 35, White Snake 40. Sorry about the John Anderson. Sometimes we pull stuff and then we research it after we photograph it and we realize it's not what we thought it was. I mean, I'm sure she checked some of them, but a warp sometimes isn't easy to catch. One of our biggest things on returns is warps because they're sometimes hard to catch unless you're really, like if you just pull out a record sometimes real fast, you're like, wow, that's in beautiful condition. Sometimes you might not miss the fact that it's bowed like this. It's really hard. It's really hard. Paul took the pop. We put the blame on Paul. Nice. This is all Paul's fault. Paul, this is all your fault. Laura's like, not my problem. That's Paul's problem. We have Portugal the Man, Evil Friends, sealed 1999. This is newly priced from Laura. New stuff. Let's do it. Sticker price. This should be wiped out when we're done, okay? This is a 2018 U.S. limited edition. Pearl Jam, live at the Orpheum Theater, 1994. Early and great Pearl Jam. Final call for $35. The last bid on Whitesnake was $40. WDIX, please. Price. WDIX. WDIX. Portugal the Man is sold to Alan Smith. What is WDIX? What is WDIX? And I'll give you a price. But let's go ahead and put up another. Let's do Devo. Freedom of choice. Crack that whip. A 1980 US OG EX Columbia House. OG club copy. $25 start. Willie Dixon was marked $49.99. I had an offer for $38. I told somebody $42 and they passed. So I need $42 on it. $38 was pretty fair, but I think this is still fair at $42 just because it's in really good condition. Okay? There's that. Devo already has a bid. Let's finally kind of get started in this crate. This is the Avalanche's Wildflower. The Avalanche's is $24.99. That's under the genre of electronic, abstract, and breaks. $24.99 on that, okay? Now, Tim Vigari, I will go ahead and wrap up Pearl Jam to you as long as you put PJ35, because it's about to be a bite now, so to secure the bid, make sure you put PJ35. And Whitesnake's at 42, and Devo is at 25. Craig Thomas on the Avalanches, okay? Willie Dixon is sold to Chris Frazier for $42, okay? That is sold to Chris Frazier for $42. Next is X Los Angeles. X is a 2010. This is $22.99. Pearl Jam has a bid. We're about to sell it. Devo's at 26. Dr. Dre, the Chronic. Dr. Dre's the 2001. 2001. Not a bad price at $22.99 because new copies would be $44, $46. Dre, $22.99. X is $22.99. And yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. Yes, is sealed, a double LP, 2016. They're about to come out with an anniversary reissue. This is only $24.99, okay? Tim Vigari gets Pearl Jam at $35. That is sold. Who bid 42 on Whitesnake? The high bid on Whitesnake is Mark Weiss at $40. He put Willie and not Whitesnake, my bad. Mark Weiss has this at $40. It should be done now, okay? Mike Straws, your bid on Pearl Jam came in late. I got Willie and White confused, okay? So $40 of Mark Weiss, and I think Michelle's out, so that should be done. We sold Portugal. We sold Avalanches. We sold Willie for 42. I had to beg somebody to bid on Pearl Jam. Tim Vigari finally took my beg. I sold it to him, and now everybody else is trying to bid. There were some people trying to snipe Pearl Jam. Don't ever try to snipe a Pearl Jam album. That's probably not going to work. Maybe something obscure, maybe something pricey, but a Pearl Jam record, there's probably going to be somebody on standby ready to buy it. Devo, $26. Mark Stanley on Dr. Dre. Then Devious John. Then Chuck Wilson on X. Then Ivan on Dre. Then Alan Smith on Dre. Then Corey Lawson on Dre. And then Brain Toss on Dre. And now we have the National Boxer. Vinyl Me Please on green vinyl. 1 LP gray, 1 LP clear. Vinyl Me Please exclusive. $24.99. Mark Weiss, you get Whitesnake for $40. Almost sold Chris this for $42 instead of his Willie Dixon. I got Willie and Whitesnake. I got the Willies and the Snakes mixed up. The last bid on Devo was Brain Toss at $26. The very first bidder was Mortgage Guy Rob at $25, and he says he's out. So this is also about to sell. Next thing over here, we have Mark Weiss also on the National. Alan Smith was next. Sounds like I need to order some records by the National. I don't know if anything's in stock. Maybe Laura can check. But there's been a lot of people claiming them, and a lot of people very probably pounding their keyboards because they found out they're second and third instead of first. Let's pull something else from the bonus crate. Anybody ever heard of Judas Priest? This is called Point of Entry. Judas Priest is an 81 US OG Carrollton Press EX edition. OG with the inner sleeve, a $25 start, okay? Devo, this is officially sold for $26, and this is sold to Brain Toss for $26. Who got the National? Yeah, there's been flags thrown on every National record. Let me look at this again. Boy, y'all's handles are so similar, or colors and stuff. Adam Bernardi was first, and then Mark Weiss, and then Alan Smith, and then Corey Lawson, then back to the turntable. 5 people on the National. Adam Bernardi, then Mark Weiss, then Alan Smith, then Corey Lawson, then back to the turntable. Wow. Let's make a note, look them up, and see what's in print. That's a Vinyl Me Please, so I doubt if Vinyl Me Please did something, or I don't think they're in functionable anymore, but when they did do something, it's typically something not in print and tough to get. Arcade Fire, that's one of their newest albums on red and pink marble vinyl. A lot cheaper than the original MSRP, $34.99 for Arcade Fire. That's new and sealed. Also, Bob Dylan, Time Out of Mind, that is sealed for $29.99. Limited edition includes bonus 7-inch of Love 6 and Cold Irons Bound Live. First time ever on vinyl for those 2 tracks, $29.99 for sealed Dylan. Next advertised auction is The Vines. And The Vines is a 2017 U.S. reissue. The Vines is a $35 start. $35 start on The Vines. And I have Duran Duran Rio. Now, this feels like a deluxe edition. It is. It's a 2 LP. It's a 2014 remaster. It has the original UK and the original US. Near mint with the original under sleeves. Rio. $35 start. Gabe Calabro on the Dylan. Chris Ligero was next. Also, we have The Doors. Live at the Bowl, 68. RTI pressing, $32.99. The Vines has a bid for $35. Going once, going twice. Final call on Priest, just 1 bid for $25. And we have Post Malone. Hollywood's Bleeding, green vinyl, Post Malone, $24.99, and now Duran Duran has a bid. All those auctions you see all have bids. And I'm going to try a random autograph and see if we have any takers. I have the price on the back, what I last put it up for, and then it was eBay bound. We'll try it one more time. It's a pretty cool piece to be signed, double signed, and it's a poster. This is from Dale's Pittsburgh collection, The Next Big Thing Productions. This is signed by Dave Alvin and Adrian Ballou. 2 shows they did. Saturday, October 9th, $75 start, and it's JSA authenticated. Adrian Ballou, Dave Alvin, $75 start, okay? That's up for bid. Mortgage Guy Rob on Post Malone, probably my final price reduction on that before it gets listed elsewhere. Post Malone, nobody on the doors, that's surprising. The RTI pressing. Fleet Foxes, limited to 1,000. This is self-titled, clear vinyl, $44.99 on Fleet Foxes. And Green Day Insomniac, sealed, $24.99, the 2009 reissue. And it does have a cutout on the barcode. A lot of these you're buying from these crates could have this. It's not considered damaged. That's a modern day cutout, not a cutout mark, a modern day promo mark. They would cut through the barcodes on some of those. $24.99 on that. I'm going to take a drink of Diet Coke right quick. Dang it, my mic is muted. Shoot. Okay, now my mic's unmuted. Let me put all these back in here. Let me redo everything I just said for like the last 3 minutes. What I was saying is I'm making thousands of dollars on putback fees. So let me go back and redo this entire crate and put everything back and restart, okay? But the first thing, let's sell these auctions. Let's go ahead and sell Judas Priest. 1 bid to Steve Weaver for $25, okay? 1 bid to Steve Weaver for $25. The Vines has a new bid with Patty K for $39. And Duran Duran was sold to Amenities, 1 bid, $35. Okay? And if anybody wants this, Adrian Ballou, Dave Alvin, signed a flyer, a final call for $75. The Vines. The Vines is a 2017 U.S. reissue. The last bid was $39 with Patty K. And while my mic was muted, I was like, man, I'm making thousands of dollars tonight on putbacks. Everybody's very excited over the Laura crates. So Post Malone goes to Michelle Clements. Post Malone goes to Michelle Clements, not Mortgage Guy Rob. Green Day goes to Josh Brown, not Seth You're Fired. Lewis Kulik would be next in line. Mark Weiss gets Fleet Foxes. Then we realized my mic was muted because I was muting it so y'all didn't hear me slurp on Diet Coke. And then the Vines, Steve Mason's out. I'm going to take this off the table so I can put up more LPs. Adrian Ballou, Dave Alvin, that is $75, okay? Michael Butler wants 1 pack of outer sleeves. Make sure Michael Butler gets a pack of outer sleeves. We can take care of you on that. Devo, Are We Not Men? Devo is a 1978 U.S. Winchester OG. It has the original inner sleeve. It's EX, and this is going to go up for a $35 start. That is now up for bid. The price on the Fleet Foxes was $44.99. I also have this right here, which is Eagles, a 2014 U.S. post-rock, alt-rock, $9.99. Eagles LP. EAGULLS, $9.99. Also, Divine Fits, $14.99 for Divine Fits. And 07 Simple Things. 07 is electronic down tempo, sealed, $34.99. Patty K does get the Vines for $39. Why'd I call her Patty K? because her last name is spelled Karczewski. I think that's Karszewski. I think I'm wrong, but that's why I call her Patty K. What was the Arcade Fire album? The Arcade Fire album is called Pink Elephant. That's their newest release. And it has some kind of bonus item in it. You can feel it inside of the jacket. Sealed, $34.99. New Laura crate, price is marked. 2 crates of pre-owned vintage coming on after this. We still got Arcade Fire, 07, Divine Fits, Eagles, The Doors, and yes, still left in this bin. I'm going to put up another Dolly, and we have Dolly Parton bubbling over. Dolly Parton is a 1973 USOG Gold Stamp Promo, EX Edition, $25 start. Dolly bubbling over. Next is City Music by Kevin Morby. That's a Vinyl Me Please exclusive on orange and white vinyl, $19.99 on that. And Wild Nothing, Nocturne. Nocturne, this is a synth pop, $17.99. Mark Weiss needs to put back Fleet Foxes. That's now, we're into $1 billion worth of putback fees tonight. This is going back in the bin if anybody wants it. Fleet Fox is self-titled, limited edition, clear vinyl, $44.99. Now Mark Weiss wants to get Wild Nothing. The people tagging the show tomorrow is probably going to end up shooting me, and that will be y'all's fault. We have Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. So if I'm not here tomorrow, live, by at least 7 o'clock, then y'all know something majorly bad has happened here. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, sealed, $24.99, and Depeche Mode, Some Great Reward, a 2007 reissue, $29.99. Kevin Morby is So Depressed and Rose. Gabe 2522 on Amy Winehouse. Who is Gabe2528 over on Twitch? That's a new handle. And then Chris Kirkley on 07. That is sold. Alan Smith next on Amy Winehouse. Then Joe DeGaldo. And then Devo did not get a bid. A 78 OG and Shrink with the original on her sleeve. EX, just $35. Final call on Dolly, if you don't have a bid in, for $25. That's Gabe Baez. Gabe2528 is Gabe Baez. And let's show one more. And that is the what? Janelle Monáe Suites 2 and 3. Janelle Monáe is $19.99, whatever this says up at the top. Amenities put 007, and then D-Kong gets Devo. This is sold to D-Kong for $35. Okay, that's sold to you. And then let's go ahead and put up another auction, and that next auction is going to come right spank in the middle of the bonus crate. And what do we have? Peter Tosh. That's a pretty cool bonus auction. Peter Tosh, a 1976 OG Terre Haute Near Mint Minus, and this is going to go up for a $25 start. Amenities is trying to claim the Depeche Mode record, sold to Amenities. We also have in here Rob Zombie, Hellbilly Deluxe. Rob Zombie, a 2018, $19.99, and the Miss Education of Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill is $24.99, okay? No one bid on Dolly. She's a $25 buy now. Man, I know what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to take these, I'm going to prop them up in our store and put them out for sale. And the next time there's somebody in here walking around, they're going to probably tackle somebody to grab these Dolly records. I guess there's just no Dolly fans. That's like instant gold if you put those out for sale here in our store. I used to just put them up randomly back before I used to have a lot of live streams. I'd come in the next day, I'd be like, what happened to all these Dollys? Mom's like, there's a woman, she comes in here every day just buying anything that has the word Dolly written on it. I'm like, wow, okay. So first thing we have is Depeche Mode, Bradley Smith on Z for Rob Zombie. Matt Shepard was next, then Hoopy was after him, and then Peter Tosh has a bid for $25. Mark Weiss on Lauryn Hill, then Matt Shepard, then Devin Johnson on LJ, I'm assuming for something, and then Lewis next on Rob Zombie, and then Brain Toss next on Rob Zombie. David Tate gets Dolly for $25. David Tate gets Dolly for $25. Peter Tosh has one bid. And we have, see if you abandoned idea on $2 on everything idea. No, I'm gonna have stuff up here on the racks that's priced as marked. So next over here is Jeff the Brotherhood Global Charka Rhythms. This is a 2015 USOG, limited to 1,500 hand-numbered copies, blue marble vinyl, blue marble vinyl, and purple marble vinyl. It does have a small corner bin right up here, and this is a band from Nashville, Jeff the Brotherhood, a $25 start. The last bid on Rob Zombie that came in was Robert Warner at $25, and we have Portishead Dummy. Portishead is a 2014 reissue, and there's a note on the back from Laura. Fantastic album. There is a note. There are notes coming in saying Facebook is shut down. There is no connection on Facebook. Facebook has dropped signal. Let me refresh over here, and if y'all can hear me, let me refresh. It says we're streaming with no issues. So let me give it a second. I'm just going to keep running the show. Can everybody on Twitch and YouTube still hear me? Going once, going twice. Price on Dummy, Portishead, was a 2014 reissue, just $27.99 on that. Basically free. So I think Twitch and YouTube and everything is good. Of course, if we have a problem, it's Facebook. They're probably the third worst platform for streaming on. Essentially, there's not enough bandwidth, but, or whatever you call it. But usually it's okay. First time we've had a problem in a couple weeks. If I have any more problems, if it don't come back, I'll have to start a new feed, which sucks for everybody. I got to end and then start a new stream. And when I do, I'm probably going to do it on Streamlabs instead of OBS. So I'll let Jake know because he might be wanting to do another experiment. We'll give it a couple more seconds. Is anybody watching right now on Facebook? Comment if you are. I know Robert Warner, because he was on Facebook. He was the only bidder on Peter Tosh. I'm going to go ahead and sell it to him. He's had it for almost 4 minutes now. So that's sold to him for $25. And he was probably curious about that. So there's that. And then, yeah, the Jeff the Brotherhood, Corey, Jeff the Brotherhood's $25 start. Yes. Yeah, I think Facebook's completely off. Says it ended. Okay, I got to end this chat. If you're watching, give me 2 or 3 minutes. I got to end this and reset it, and I'll be back like almost immediately. Please come back, and we'll have to reshare and retag and all that stuff, okay?